Good morning, everyone! I hope everyone is having a good morning. Sorry for the slightly longer intro today. I got a little bit confused and lost. I was trying to post link on Twitter and it wasn't posting, and I was getting a bit confused. But we got it now. Heck yeah, or have we? God damn it. Twitter, why? Okay, no, it's fine. It's there. Okay. Good morning, Voodoo. Good morning, Cthulhu. I hope you're both doing well. Let me just make sure that everything is... Sorry, you know when you had those days where like technology is working against me, or maybe I'm just not doing the thing right? It's probably that I'm just not doing the thing right, to be honest. Okay, I think that's all good. Okay, let me switch screens. Hello, we're using the VTuber again because I'm still a little feeling from Saturday, but not bad enough that I can't stream for sure. Just bad enough that I don't want you to see my tired looking sweaty face. Let me move that over there. Hungover? No. Once a month I have to take all of my medication and it makes you really sick. So you just spend a couple days being like, huh? So I look like someone who has been very sick for a couple days. Yeah, I will say as well, the heat, it was easier when it was a bit colder. Right now it's like, blah, 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 blah. Also, Scott, thank you for the egg smash. Welcome on in. Good morning. It'll be fine. It passes in a couple days. It's mainly just hot flushes, which actually I wanted to double check this the other day because we were having a conversation about it on the day. Do men get hot flushes? Because I always hear it talking about like women, and a lot of the time I hear it like about menopause or periods. But I'm pretty sure men can get hot flushes, right? Yeah, men can. I thought so. Yeah, we were having excuse me 2 seconds. We were talking about this the other day because it was one of the main symptoms is that you'll just get like a lot of hot flushes, and obviously it's really hot right now, so it's like, am I having a hot flush or is it actually hot? And yeah, we were talking about it, and like the men that were there were like, yeah, no, I've never had a hot flush, not me. And it's like, oh, do you get them? Can you have this? But yeah, you do. Probably not for menopause or periods as often, but maybe for other things. Dear. I'm just having a little look now. It says, yeah, hot flushes are an intense heat that will often affect women during menopause, but men can also experience hot flushes due to hormonal changes, lifestyle causes, and sometimes medical reasons. A hot flush...
Oh lordy, we've been around for so long.
Oh lordy, we have. Oh lordy, it's been more than 3 years. Oh heck. Good morning, Jason. Welcome on in. I'm just talking about men having hot flushes. I don't know if you've ever had a hot flush and you want to throw into the ring. But yeah, we're just talking about that. Oh dear. Thank you so much for 37 months, by the way. That is a heckin' long time. Jesus Christ, it's been a minute. Male hot flushes are caused by severe testosterone deficiency that cause an andropause, male menopause, and an androgen device therapy for prostate cancer. Yeah, potential causes for hot flushes. They're calling them hot flashes, but I've always called them hot flushes. In fact, men typically experience about a 1% drop in testosterone every year after 30, which is considered healthy and a healthy and steady decline. Hot flushes in men most likely lead to prostate cancer treatment called androgen deprivation therapy. The treatment works to restrict the production of testosterone so it's able to stimulate... Oh, okay. Huh. Okay. But they could also correspond with other symptoms, yeah, okay. And yeah, it's a similar, like, you go red and you sweat a lot and it's like you're incredibly hot. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just like, you know, for different reasons, I guess. Cool. Okay. Well, not that I'm glad that people have to experience hot flushes, but I think it's kind of nice when you can relate to it. So like having both genders go through it makes it more relatable. Oh dear. Hell yeah. Good morning, Anime. Good morning. We're talking about hot flushes, and I meant to Google this the other day off stream, to be fair, because that's when we were talking about it, and I completely forgot, because I just wanted to find out if men experience hot flushes, which it turns out they do, but it's less like, it's normally to do with something's going wrong or there's a medical treatment, and unlike with, well, I guess for me at the moment it's because of a medical treatment, but also I can experience it, I guess, for menopause and stuff like that. Sleeves, good morning, good morning. Welcome on in. I don't have any hot flushes yet, but I'll make sure to notify. Cool, thank you. Keep me updated. Next time that you have a hot flush, just let me know. I'm just curious. Oh, dear. I swear I used to get them with periods, but maybe this was a very long time ago as well, though, to be fair, so maybe I'm misremembering that. Oh, dear. But yeah, cool. Well, there you go. That was the first thing I've learned this morning, which I meant to learn like 3 days ago, and I forgot. Oh, dear. Heck. It'd be like that sometimes. But yeah, I've been hot flushy, so that's why I'm not showing my face. I'm not sick enough to not stream. I say as I start coughing. Oh, guys, yeah, I'm definitely well enough to stream. No, I'm not sick enough to not stream. The first day is pretty rough, but I always take that one off. But it's more just like I look red and I sweat a lot, and you know I'm already a sweaty person. I don't need to sweat anymore. And it's also hot, so it's like, yeah, it's excessive sweating. Nobody needs to see that. Even I don't need to see that, and that's my own body, so. As my doctor, I shall tell you all about medical. Thank you. Oh dear. Heck. I mean, it's not the worst. Like, one of the main side effects people get with this, which I don't have, by the way, I don't have this side effect, but I've been terrified of it every single time. They always warn you, like, just as a heads up, it's really common for this treatment for people to start getting hives, and I'm like, oh, I don't want hives. I've never had them before, but I've heard horror stories about, like, they're just insanely itchy, and it's like hell to live through. And I've never had it, thankfully. They always warn me every single time. They're like, just so you know, there is a high probability of you having hives after this, and you'll need to like get an antihistamine shot at your doctors or whatever. And it's like, but I've never had it, so it's been fine. But I panic every single time. I'm like, please, don't let this be the time. I think at this point, probably I won't get them though, touch wood, right? Because like, it's been a while. What? Good morning. Is that Jilly Jelly? It is. It's the Wibbly Jelly today. We're Wibble Jelly. Just because I'm kind of hot and sweaty, and you don't need to see that. Nobody needs to see that. You can imagine it, you don't need to see it. So I did do like a little bit of work yesterday, but not like a lot. And honestly, it won't really show up on camera well. But I painted the bits that we're going to be smocking today, so that they have like a little bit of white in the center, but it's really subtle because you can really only see it with the human eye or a good camera, and my camera is not that good. Hive is not fun at all. It's like being dumped in a stinging nettle bush, but the stings and itchiness. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Like, they were talking me, because you have people come to the door and stuff, they help you out with it and everything. They talk you through it. In fact, I've been talked through it 3 times now, in 3 different places. Which makes me feel like they're probably really, really common, and I've been really lucky to avoid it. But yeah, I've heard all about it, and it sounds like absolute hell. And especially since it's getting warmer as well, like I imagine this would be the worst time of year to have it, because it's like a hot itchiness and it's already hot. Ugh, no. Danny, good morning. I hope you're doing all right today. I hope all the book reading is good. I did hit you, obviously. I heard yesterday you were doing you're pretty much halfway to your 110. I've had an allergic reaction that had me hives of swelling, and I can confirm it was not fun. Yeah, it's made me afraid every single time, and I've never had it as a symptom. Like, I've never had that one. I've just had the others, and honestly, hives sounds like the worst one. So I'm okay feeling like hot, flushy, and nauseous and stuff. I just don't want hives. I just really don't want hives. No. You know what? I'd happily just avoid that one symptom. The rest of it I can deal with. You know, that's why I'm like, I don't really feel like I can complain, because it sounds like most people who get this treatment also have to experience that, and I'm like, yeah, can't really complain then, can I? Oh dear, they're actually the worst. Yeah, they sound really bad. Again, I don't think I've ever had them in my life, so I don't have a point of reference for how it feels. Luckily, touch wood, once again, I would like to never have them, if that's okay. But yeah, just the idea of it makes me very anxious. I don't want that. Oh dear, I finished another good book yesterday. Yay! Heck yeah! So what's that? 53 is it? 54? How far was that? I can't remember. I thought it was 52 yesterday, so maybe 53? Oh dear, do you want to see that my small attempt at doing some work behind the scenes? you know, oh no, you can kind of see it. You see how they're like a little bit lighter in the middle? So it's a bit more dramatic, lighter in the middle to my eyes, But I went through and I blended out some gesso in the middle of all of those bits so that when we fold them over to bows, there's just a little bit of like glow coming out from there. It's subtle, but yes. Impressive. Danny's aiming to read 110 books in a year, which I think was your original goal 30. I can't remember. I remember you had a much lower original goal though, and it went up pretty quickly because you were reading so quick. Oh dear. I think it's 53, but I'm kind of losing track. Yeah, I start reading and then I get distracted. I can do audiobooks, but with audiobooks you're kind of so if the audiobook says it's 10 hours, it takes 10 hours, you know? So I can do audiobooks, but it's like there's not, and I guess you could listen to it at like 2 times speed or something, but I kind of need it that slow to understand what's going on. But yeah, I do audiobooks. I've read 1 audiobook this year, which is more books than I'm gonna say read an audiobook because I listened to an audiobook. I listened to 1 audiobook this year, which is more books than I have. Technically, actually though, I mean, I don't know if this counts. I've been on my good days reading through my smocking and gathering fabric book, which is a lot of pictures to be honest, but there is writing and explanations on how they do it. It's more like a really long instruction manual, but it's still kind of a book, right? If you include instruction manuals when they're like whole books, I've read a lot more. I read a lot more than I'm saying I had, but yeah, mainly I read instruction manuals. Alright, I need a needle. I need a needle and I need some thread. And I need my top thread, which means it needs to be the dark purple, which I'm not exactly sure where I've put. I know the second spool is up here though, so I do have another spool. I think I just moved it during the last project. Originally it was 25, yeah. I remember it was originally like dramatically less and then you were like, oh heck, I'm reading a lot. Guess I'll up that. Let's get to the end, yeah, because this is a new spool. I just need to find the end and pop it out. There you go. So your friend helped me up to 40 something, then another stream friend added another list. So it got to 69, and then a Twitch friend challenged me to 120, and I did 120, so I loaded to 110. Aww. Wait, so you're doing like a reading challenge with some other streamers? That's pretty cool. I like that. Heck yeah, I'm a fan. I'd say that counts, thank you. In that case, I've read 4 books this year, which is still quite good for me. They are like thick books, but they're just predominantly pictures, which I think is why it almost doesn't feel like reading. But I guess the difference is that I have to go over the same page over and over again if I want to like actually learn them, you know? So I've read 4 books, but 3 of them I've read some pages like 10 times. So it's a bit different, isn't it, when you're trying to like learn from the book? Oh dear. Alright, if you've not seen this bit before, get ready for the fabric to look a hell of a lot neater. I also made a cup of tea this morning, which I am slightly regretting because it's really hot, but now I have a hot cup of tea. Get aim for 120, yeah, of course. If you're, yeah, because that, you know, I think that's less excessive. They aren't reading much, but I could decide where to up it to. I see, so they helped with choosing the new number. Got you. Oh dear. Oh, also, I've done an adult thing, a responsible thing, a good thing. I got everything sorted for the photo shoot, which we are now doing this Friday for the Honkai Star Rail costume. I have not done an outside of the house photo shoot in like 5 years, I think, because I've not been well, right? And I'm finally getting like a little bit better. So this is the first time in 5 years that I've been well enough to do a cosplay outside the house. And so I'm a bit nervous, to be honest, because like I just get a bit nervous being ill in public, you know? I don't want to be ill in public, but Shiny's family is coming with us. So they're helping out and stuff so that if I do get a little under the weather, at least I'll be surrounded by people who are aware of the situation and will probably help out. And it's also a pretty remote place, so nobody else should see me, which is good. I'll be honest, it's not really the being in cosplay that makes me self-conscious. It is very much just like, I don't want to be ill in front of other people that don't know me. And I don't really want to be ill in front of people that do know me either, but like, I would take that over a stranger. Because originally we were going to book some stuff with people we didn't know, and like some stuff there's like people I trusted but that I don't really know. And then Shiny's family came forward and were like, we can help with we'll help with these bits. They got everything finalized yesterday, and on this Friday we're going to a location, and I'm so excited. I'm nervous, but I'm really, really excited. So we've already been to the location before because I scouted it out a while ago, and I've taken some pictures of places I'd like to have the cosplay, and then I've like photoshopped the character into those photos to give references for photography, like where I want things. It's all going to be done by us, to be fair. We haven't got a professional photographer because, once again, I had people volunteer, so it'll be family. But I'm kind of cool with that. I don't mind that. It's kind of more relaxing as well, I guess, when because there's no like time constraints and stuff. If it takes like an extra half hour or something, I don't have to worry about like, well, I've only paid them for so much. I am going to have to, I think, get some snacks and stuff and things for people to feed on while we're there. But because again, it is a little far out for like, it's not too bad, but it's far out for food. So like if we wanted to get a snack, I think there's technically like a drinks machine nearby, but not food. So I'll get some snacks, but I'm so excited. Oh dear. It'll be a little embarrassing getting into full cosplay in front of my partner's family, but I think I can live with that. They've seen pictures before, so I think they won't be too surprised. I think the thing that's going to be a little bit nerve-wracking is wearing the 6-inch platform leather boots in front of my partner's family. Because I do think they raise a few questions, but I'll live. I'll also be taller than basically everyone, which will be fun. I'll be towering over everyone. Oh dear, some of the people that are involved in the book club I want to join, but I just read too fast. Yeah, so you finish the book, but you also finish several other books before they finish their one. That's fair. I guess you'd have to be in like multiple book clubs then, huh? So that you were always up with them. Take one of those tinfoil barbecue things and cook on that. So there's not like a lot of, how to put it? It's very covered. So like, we're gonna bring suntan lotion, but I actually doubt we'll need it. It's like, you know when the forest is so thick that it's like sun doesn't really get through in many places? That's kind of the area we're looking at doing the photo shoot, which is just like, it's beautiful. It's like absolutely stunning. Like, there's a reason I want to do it there, and it is because it is just like absolutely beautiful. But I don't know that we'd get like a lot of direct sunlight. So it's mainly just gonna be like, the downside of that is that there's also not really any wind. So it's going to just be like a lot of stagnant air, which is why it's like, oof, gonna be warm. But the positive is it's beautiful. It looks so cool. I'm so excited to take pictures there. As soon as I saw it, I was like, I wish to take every cosplay I've ever done. Let me take pictures of it right here because it looks so good. Ah, dear. Ugh. I think as well, I don't think you're allowed to do barbecues in the areas, probably because of the thick foliage. If I had to guess. Yeah, because there's like, I remember, I didn't really see a lot of people, but I did see like a lot of signs of like, don't do this, don't do that, stay away from this. And it's like, I'm gonna make a blank assumption that maybe somebody accidentally set a fire once. Maybe. That's the vibe that I'm getting. Oh dear. I've been recommended a book for book club that I'm enjoying though, so even without being in a book club, I can still oh, that's nice. That's, you know what, that's a good in-between compromise. Excited. Oh dear. Also, as mentioned on stream yesterday, sorry, I will just confirm this. Commissions are closed until mid-July. Thank you everybody who did have interest in the commissions. I really appreciate it because, yeah, right now I am literally closing them because I have too many lined up and I don't want to accept any more before finishing the ones that I have. And that's a wonderful position to be in as an artist. So thank you very much everybody for all of the interest in the commissions. I am genuinely shook that as many people, I maybe expected to do like one, if that. So the fact that so many people have come forward and asked, it's like, oh my god. Oh wait, is it a bit loud for me? I can't tell. I love this song, don't get me wrong. It was a bit sad because it's a Bermesia song. There we go. Speaking of Final Fantasy IX, still nothing on the heckin', what do you call it? Remaster? Is that what it's called? the redone version of the game. Oh dear. I really thought they were going to announce it the other day, because it was like a couple days after the Memoria project dropped their piece, which they've been working on for years, and it's like it would make sense to me that the Memoria project would want to release what they have done before the official re-release is announced, but then it wasn't announced. Oh, it's just like, please, I will buy it on everything. Oh, speaking of, oh dear, Final Fantasy 16 is gonna come out soon, and it's only gonna be on for ages. It's only gonna be on heckin' PS5. I don't have a PS5, and I'm not planning on getting a PS5. But damn it, Final Fantasy heckin' 16. It's actually looking alright. I have gripes, but they are the gripes that I always have with the modern Final Fantasy games, which they stick very much to the human race. And I just really love it when they incorporate other races, personally. Not keen on just humans in Final Fantasy. I feel like that's quite a boring fantasy when it's surrounded, like, what's the point in when it's surrounded entirely by humans? It's like, nah, give me some of the, well, also, it just confuses me. I've had this rant before, to be fair, but like, they have like the Black Mages, which are like absolutely beloved, and like, they already have that as an IP. Why don't you use them? Summoners, they have that as an IP. They have all these races. They use some of them as well in the MMO. But why do they not use them in the main games anymore? I don't understand. People like them. It's not like they're gonna be like, ugh, no, another black mage. Ugh. The people love those characters. Why do they not have them anymore? I know what the actual probable reason that they don't have them anymore. It's because they like to copy the basic character sprites. So like, having a humans, you can kind of copy the basics and just tweak them a little bit, whereas when you have like something with a more out there form, it takes like a whole nother design, which they don't want to do. But please do it anyway. Please, Black Mages. What about the, like, I guess they only appeared for a couple games actually, but like the rat people, why not? They were cool. I guess it's because 9 is my favorite, and 9 has like ridiculous race diversity. Like, in the main team of 8, only 2 of them are humans, and one of the humans is blue. So like, the amount of diversity in 9 is like, wow, and they have so many different shapes and like sizes, and like they I don't know, the cast just looks really good together because they all look so different. And then you compare that to Final Fantasy 15, where it's like 4 lads in a car. And like, not doing it wrong, I actually quite enjoyed 15. I enjoyed the combat. It was really fun. It was a fun game. I wouldn't say that I got emotional at 15, and I also played it way before I started streaming, to be fair. But it was like a fun, just running around doing stuff kind of game. I did enjoy it. I liked the fishing as well. but I don't know. I just, again, it's my personal preference, I suppose. And it's not going to be for everyone. But I would love to see some less humans. That would be my thing. I just want less humans in Final Fantasy, please. It's a book about dragons. Some of them are fantasy, but so they might even read it for themselves. Oh, that's cool. Hell yeah. Oh dear, should we get jelly? No, I wouldn't bother, because like, the only thing that I want to play on it is Final Fantasy 16, and even with that, because I'm a little dubious, I'm happy to just wait a little bit and see if people are enjoying it and see what the community thinks of it first, because I'll be honest, I don't really want another game that plays like 15. Not that I disliked 15, but like, I've done that, and it's like, I want something that's a little bit more story driven, so I'm going to see how other people react to... I said there was a story in 15, I guess I just didn't really care for it. But yeah, I want to see how people react to this one, and then I'll make considerations, but until that, it's like, there's not really any point. Because, yeah, I don't want to be burned, you know? It's a series I really, really love. And if that's the case as well, I'll just play 6. I've been meaning to play 6 for a long time. I've specifically avoided people's streams who've been playing 6 so that I don't get spoiled too heavily. So yeah, if it turns out that 16 is like a bit of a flop, I'll play 6. Yeah, and I'm happy with that. But because it's a fantasy of a designer, and that's probably a cis male. Well, I'm not sure. Potentially, but also I don't know. it doesn't give me that vibe. It doesn't give me the vibe of like this. I'm making this for men, because you can sometimes get that vibe from stuff. I don't get that vibe from Final Fantasy. If anything, Final Fantasy 15 was adored by women. Predominantly from what I saw. So it's like, I don't necessarily see it like that. It's more just like, the problems are very based in humanity, and a lot of them, I guess, are, to an extent, you can relate them to things that are happening in real life sometimes and stuff like that. And that's fine. That's fine. It's good to have that. But like, you can tell stories with like with groups that are not human that are very, very different to like the human groups. Like, you know, what if there is a lifespan? Like Vivi was a good example. Was Vivi's lifespan like 10 years or something? Really, really short. Like the Black Mages have an insanely short lifespan, and it makes sense then that a lot of their storylines and a lot of their character development is, what is the purpose of my life? Why was I built? And also, how can I make my life fulfilling, knowing that I will die very, very soon? Like, knowing that I have a very short and limited lifespan, how can I make it, you know, worthwhile? And like, you know, it's not completely unrelatable to humans, but it's like the idea that you would only have a lifespan potentially of only a few years for some of them. Some of them only lived like 5 years, if that. You know, how do you make the most of the 5 years that you have on this planet if that's all you have? It's different, right? And like, I like those kind of storylines, because even though that to an extent you can relate with like the fear of death a bit maybe, and like to trying to make sure that your life is worthwhile and that you do something that you're happy with, but it's a bit different. If you only have humans, you can still tell that same story, but it hits a bit different when something is born fully like sentient and intelligent, like without having to go through the learning stages, like that, as Black Mages are. They're born like basically adults, but then they live 5 years or less in some cases, or more in a few cases, but they live like a very short lifespan. And how, you know, the problems that they deal with and their considerations are very different to someone who lives, you know, 100 years. And I think that's cool. I like that. Oh dear. Playing the very first Final Fantasy PlayStation 1, don't think it was much of it was ever touched it again. Oh wait. Don't think much of it never touched it again. Oh, didn't think much of it never touched it again. I see, sorry. I mean, I think most people will say, if you're looking for a Final Fantasy game, because you don't need to play them in order or anything like that, the general recommendations are 6, 7, 9, and 10. I think most people would agree that those ones are like maybe more the standout games, kind of than like the heyday. A lot of people also like 8, which fair enough. 8 wasn't quite so much for me, but like if you enjoy 8, I'm not gonna fight you over it. I'm glad that you found enjoyment out of that game. 8 for me was a bit meh, but that was just me. They're probably Jane Rebirth. Yeah, it's like I get what you're saying. I don't feel that from Final Fantasy 15 specifically. There are obviously games in the Final Fantasy franchise I've not played, and so I don't know. But yeah, I just like that style of the game. That's fair. Listen, you don't like it, it's not for you. You're all good. Oh dear. Start from about Final Fantasy 6. Yeah, 6 is like story-wise apparently one of the best. I need to play 6, and again, it's like the one, because I've done 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, which I didn't finish, and I don't regret that, and then 15. I did 14 as well, but 14 was the MMO. So I have played quite a lot. Oh dear. And for me, 9 will probably always be my favourite. I think it'll be difficult to beat that for me. But I mean, to be fair, I also actually really liked 10. 7's good, obviously. There's a reason it's beloved. And yeah, I hear such good things about 6 that I do really want to play it. Oh dear, left stream yesterday because I felt uncomfortable being there. Oh, you left a stream. Was it this stream? Oh dear, it happens. And normally that's honestly the best thing to take. If you don't feel comfortable in a stream, just leave. It's all good. That's normally the best thing to do. There are lots of streams I don't feel personally comfortable in. It's not always anything personal, it's just like, this is a lot for me, I'm just going to leave. Yeah. The early Final Fantasies played different, yeah. See, I started with... I went in a bit... to be fair, I did go in a bit of an unusual order. I went in 9, 10, 7, 8... No, 8, 7? Oh god, which way around did I do those? Those were rented games, we didn't own those. And then it would have been, yeah, 13... Then I did play 14, 15. Okay, yeah. Then I did do 13, 14, 15. Oh, sorry, there's like a gunk in my lung at the moment. It will come out, it'll happen. But right now, it's like, oh dear. Probably a fly or something, honestly. There's been so many, like, what do you call it? As soon as you go outside, we've been pretty good in the house, thankfully, but outside the house, there are so many gnats right now. I guess because it's kind of like that stagnant heat, so it's just gnats everywhere. Oh dear. I probably inhaled a gnat when I was like doing the lawn or something. Excuse me. Oh, stream is great. It's just one person. Yeah, it happens. I have to leave sometimes because I don't have the spoons for the certain conversation topics, and it happens, yeah. I'm taking a sip of tea. Sorry, I'm not angry. I'm just sipping. Such an angry sipping face. Yeah, it happens. I wouldn't worry about it. I think as long as you're not being one of those people who, like, how to put it, makes a big song and dance about, I am leaving because I'm no longer comfortable. Because we've had people do that here, and normally it's because we're talking about something that's like a little bit more 18 plus, and people will be like, I'm leaving because you've made me uncomfortable, and it's like, okay. I mean, this has always been an 18 plus stream, and if that, like, the best thing you can do is leave, but it's weird to announce it. I don't know. It feels very odd. It's happened a couple times that people have done that, and it's like, huh, okay. I mean, you're all good. You leave. Oh dear. I need to put a bead on this, but I'm a little worried. I might be using the wrong needle, so I might need to change to a beading needle. Not that this needle is particularly big, but the beads are, like, specifically quite small. Ah, dear. Good luck, like I do in all streams, and all streams are fine with it. The person in chat called me disrespectful because I'm saying my book is more interesting. I never said that, but sure. Yeah. It sounds like they were looking for a fight. Astero, good morning. I hope you're doing well. We're making some smocking really nice and neat right now, and I'm talking once again about why Final Fantasy should reintroduce non-human characters as a part of the main cast. You know. Oh dear. It makes sense that I gotta go if you're part of the conversation, otherwise it's just weird. Yeah, I've been talking, like, so recently I've been chatting with people behind the scenes a little bit more, like other streamers and stuff. I talked to them before, but I've been voice chatting with people a lot more because I'm trying to get some plans in place and organization stuff, and I just find it is normally easier for me, at least, to make calls, and if they're up for it, I'm up for it. But yeah, I've been talking to people more behind the scenes, and one of the topics that comes up a lot is, like, people on Twitch are weird. They're weird a lot of the time. Like, people clearly sometimes do not have any social interaction outside of Twitch, and they think it's normal to ask really weird questions or say really weird things. And, like, yeah, so we sometimes discuss some of the weird things people have said in our chats recently. Oh dear. Oh, did you finish? I did, Astra, I finished it. And we've got a photo shoot planned for this Friday now. So in a few days, we'll have the full photo shoot. I will say, I can't upload the pictures of the photo shoot to Instagram or Twitter yet. Like, I have to keep them kind of private. What I will be doing, though, is uploading them to the competition site, and you can view them there. Just until the voting period is over, I can't, it's just against the rules to post them anywhere else. So what I'll do is I'll post the link to the competition thing on the Twitter and Discord so that people can go and see those photos, because otherwise it's going to be like a month or so till you can see them, which feels a bit sad. It feels a bit sad since we're definitely doing that this you know, now. Oh dear. Depending on the convo, I have been known to ask to change it. However, the times I just need to go. I don't say anything. Oh.
Why have you forsaken me?
Where are you? Oh, hello. From the void, mother. Depths of the void. Thank you. I didn't realize that they weren't on the stream. Oh dear. But yeah, I will post links. I will post links to the costume so you can see it. But yeah, I've been known to change it how the times I need to go. I don't say anything just because it's not fair on everyone else. Yeah, like I'll ask to change the conversation in my own stream. I don't really like it when people ask me to change the conversation in my stream because it's like, well, you can, like, if you don't like this conversation topic, you, unless it's something like where it's actually offensive and I am unaware, like for instance, talking about like the ethicalness of human milk consumption and whether human milk is vegan, that kind of stuff. If that makes you uncomfortable, like, I highly recommend you leave. Like, not in a rude way, but like just leave. But like coming into my chat and being like, you should change the conversation because I don't like it, it's like, what? You know, there's like, you know, 100,000 other streams happening right now, right? If I want to talk about the ethicalness of human milk consumption and whether or not that's vegan, I will talk about it. As long as I'm not doing something accidentally offensive, yeah. Oh dear, excited, yes! I was in one stream the other day just watching and lurking at 2 hours, said hello. I was up on stream if I was male or female. I replied male and bam, men are not welcome here, and she went on a rant about all men being email and should be locked up. There are extremists like that. They are the very much the 0%. It's like the same as like, you know, men who don't want women in their games. You know, it's not a good thing. No, we don't like that. Most level-headed people think that's stupid. What I would say is you were probably spared. Like, what would I say? If they're that kind of person anyway, better to be banned. Oh dear, it's absolute gold. There's a secret jelly there. Didn't care. She told me enjoy my luck and enjoy the book, but just the one person in chat made me uncomfortable. Yeah. No, it's fair. Oh dear, that's something the streamer will deal with if they decide they want to, and if they don't do anything, then they endorse it, and that's up to you whether you like that, I guess. Oh dear, I've un-VIP'd people, and I do it again. But it's normally just for like overstepping boundaries, and I normally give people a warning, especially if they're regular, and 99% of the time, let me just be clear, like, I've said, hey, you know, like, for instance, I think pet names is a good one. We had people that would sometimes automatically call me pet names, and I'd like, either behind the scenes DM, or if it was happening on stream, let them know on stream, hey, I don't like being called pet names, can you just call me Jelly? 99% of the time, they're like, oh my god, yes, my bad, all good. And like, that's it, it's so easy. There's a little tiny boundary of like, just call me Jelly. Oh dear. I say we eradicate the human race and start over. Seems like the best thing to do. Nah. Nah, I get where you're coming from, but it really is like, if you leave the house and talk with people, 99% of people are pretty normal. It's just the loud ones online are like pretty damn loud. I think there must be something along the lines of why people tell you to touch grass, right? It's because like the people outside of the internet, it's just not the same. Oh dear. I hate when people say women don't belong in war. Oh, women characters don't belong in war games because women don't fight during the war. Clearly, it has never heard a history book in their lives. Oh yeah. I mean, I think anything like that is like, pfft, whatever. Like, you go for it. I think it screams insecurity, though, to be fair. Like, not wanting, like, a huge group of people and not being able to have conversations, like, with that group of people, it just makes you look like an insecure person. And, like, listen, if that's the vibe, you go for it. Nothing wrong with a little bit of insecurity. Dear, not Jelly Welly Funfetti. You can listen, just for you, Sleeves, you can call me Jelly Welly Funfetti. But only Sleeves, okay? Only Sleeves. No one else. Did you catch? I did catch Xbox was good. I didn't watch PC. I watched the Xbox one, though. The thing is, I agreed with what a lot of people in chat were saying, weirdly, in that there wasn't a lot of in-game stuff. So the trailers were really good, and I really enjoyed them, but you didn't see, like, a lot of the in-game playing, which personally I do like to see. But that, you know, other than that, the games they were announcing, I was like, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Fable, Ah dear. Just want a good time playing the game. Yeet. Yeet. I'm not gonna make a fuss. You just stay away. Fair. Oh my god, I tied a knot weirdly, but it's paid off. It's fine. I got away with it. No one has Payday. Yeah, Payday was in there, and Fable, and there was like the second game announced. Something was it Sonic Midnight? It was like really stylized, and I kind of loved the style of it. I don't know what that style is. Wholesome Games Direct, the Wholesome Games Direct, I missed it this year. I need to go back and watch it, but yes, it is always the good time. It's like, oh, watch the other game direct. South of Midnight, that's the one, South of Midnight. Yeah, South of Midnight's art style was like, ooh, this one, I don't know, it's kind of cool. There was a horror game as well, which I like the look of. That was announced a little later, which I can't remember what it was called either, but it was like, it wasn't a sequel, it was like an initial one, so I was like, oh, that's kind of exciting, a new horror game franchise. Oh, my music's a bit loud now, sorry. And also Hick. Wakes the Deep, yeah, that one, the horror game in the water, yes please, yes, I saw that, and I was kind of excited about it. Oh god. Bam, 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 bam. The trumpets are so intense. There you go. There you go. Yeah, I was excited to talk about that one as well. I thought that one looked really cool. Yeah, South of Midnight I thought looked really cool. Like, these are like as well, like they're not sequels, they're just the new games, which I thought was interesting. Fable was the sequel I was really hoping to hear more about. Did the Fable... Okay, so here's the thing. I don't watch television, so I have not watched the IT crowd. But is that not a character from the IT crowd just in Fable? Or have I misunderstood? Because they look like someone I see a lot of memes of, who I think is from the IT crowd. And it's like, why? What? Oh dear. Please change the topic you were discussing and also make this a full... Oh, sorry, my bad, Astro. I'll do that right now. Oh dear. Right away. Absolutely, sir. Got you. Don't worry. Mob Studio, good morning. I hope you're doing well. Welcome on in, and thank you for the hit, Cthulhu. Oh dear. Yeah, Horror Game in the Water looked cool. Fable, I'm always excited about. You mean... Oh, no, anime. We're talking about the Games Direct last night, so it's a new game. New game. Not Subnautica. Everyone was saying Subnautica in chat. It's like, it's not Subnautica. This is, like, literally a new game. Oh, dear. It was cool, though. It was cool. It definitely had vibes, but, like, it wasn't... It looked more specifically horror-based, like something chasing you and stuff like that. But you didn't see anything in the trailer, so I don't know. But it felt more like Subnautica, it's like the fear of the unknown, right? But this was more like, there's something there, and it's definitely coming after you. But who knows what it is? Well, it makes sense, I guess, that they wouldn't tell you in a trailer. Oh dear, actually that's a second game now that's been announced. It's like an under the water style game that's like, or second big game that's been announced. It's an under the water style game that could be like, if you enjoyed Subnautica, you might enjoy this. The other one also seemed more horror based though as well, like seemed more like, again, there's something chasing you, like you are in danger imminently. Oh, new name? Oh, do you know what it's gonna... Actually, you probably shouldn't say, should you, in case anyone snipes you. But exciting! Let me know when you've changed it so I know that it's still you. What? Put that in there? There you go. Oh, dear. Wait, can you do that now? Oh, exciting. So, like, you've already got it. It's just like, how long does it take then before you actually have it? Sorry, I haven't changed my name in a really long time. I've technically changed my name like 3 times, but it's been a really, really long time since I last changed it. I used a second account and named it the name I wanted to use. Ah, I see. So you can just take it from that other one when you want. Oh, that's smart. Oh, what the heck? Big brain. Oh my god, I had not thought of that. Heck, as big as the brains. What the heck? Yeah, because I remember when I was changing my name to a crafty jellyfish. A crafty jellyfish was not my first, like, that wasn't my first choice. It was like my third choice, I think. But what I needed was a name that I could take something similar on Instagram as well as Twitch. And so that's where I was struggling, because like I could maybe get a name on Instagram but then not on Twitch, and then vice versa. So yeah, it took me a minute. To be fair though, even though a crafty jellyfish wasn't my first choice, it is like a name that I'm very, very happy with now, and I'm kind of glad that I got this one instead of the other ones. Jellyfish, yeah, I really wanted to be Critical Role. I don't know why. I'm assuming there must be some like small streamer that already has the name Critical Role. Not sure who that is though. Never looked it up. Oh dear. A sushi roll. Oh my god. Fish roll. Crab roll. It's me. Who stream a crab roll. Oh dear. I've almost finished 2 rows as well, and it is getting like, it looks a little weird right now because just these ones are really neat, but we're getting there. It's becoming more neat. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of it getting neater. Oh, it's changing the way that I'm sitting. There's a thing in the summers, like if you sit in one position too long, you get sweaty. Get sweaty just from sitting down. I'm also shrinking again. I don't know. There must be something wrong with that mechanism on my chair, like, because there's definitely nothing touching it at this point, but like, I just intermittently shrink. Like, I just go down sometimes. I'm like, woo! Great. And like, nothing is touching the lever that should make me shrink, but I still shrink. I'm wondering what I can do to fix that, to be honest, because I really like this chair, so I don't really want to have to like, I'm not looking to replace it, to be honest. It's a good chair. I do use it a lot. I'm wondering if that's what it is. Overuse of the chair. Bam, 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 bam. Might be broken, yeah. I'm wondering. I think one of the guys from Critical has the name Critical Role. Also met Travis Willingham. Who's Travis Willingham? I'm assuming maybe they're in Critical Role, but if not, please let me know. I unironically don't watch Critical Role. It's nothing against Critical Role, it's just way too much to catch up on, and I prefer playing D&D than I do watching it. Like, I'll be honest, I only watch a very specific few, like, I only watch a specific few streamers who do D&D, and it's normally because people I know are participating in those matches, because otherwise, generally, I just kind of prefer playing it myself than watching it. Yep. Maybe a repair shop for chairs? A chair repair! Oh dear, that would be cute. A chair repair? I like the idea of a chair repair shop. I don't know if we have one near us, but I still like the idea of it. He plays Gog, a small jellyfish. No, I would not have been I would have been a big jellyfish. Massive, huge, big jelly. Very intimidating, big. It does 4 in the Avengers. His voice is really cool. Nice. It's CEO. Okay. We got quite a few people that like Critical Role in here, I see. Ooh. Is it a repair shop? Good name. Take that name. Copyright it. That's your chair repair shop now. Also, 20, good morning. I hope you're doing well. Oh dear. Yeah, no, I'm not really someone who does Critical Role. It's nothing against them personally though. It's just I think some people don't like watching it more. I personally just like playing it more. Oh dear. I think they've really helped make D&D more accessible to a lot of people though, like make it more of an option for a lot of people. So yeah, I guess I don't dislike them, I just don't watch them. Oh dear. My mouse my thing's in it too. Okay, cool. I fell behind in Critical Role ages ago. Catching up is almost impossible. Yeah, it's like I've looked at it and I'm like, there have been times where I've considered catching up because I know people that really like it, but it's just not for me. This is the thing. I don't think it's bad content. It's not content that was made with me in mind, so it's fine. I'm okay with that. Been feeling groggy after. Oh, you had a booster shot? Heck. I'm glad that you're feeling better already, though. Heckin' grogginess. Groggy shot feelings. I do need to tie this off, actually. Maybe I should tie this off before I do this one, because otherwise it's going to be kind of loose, and then I'm going to have like a random loose thread. Yeah, that'd be good thinking, Jelly. Tie it off before you create a problem for yourself. I'm going to tie this off quickly. I would have liked to get down the whole row just for, I guess, satisfaction of doing the whole 2 rows, but also I don't want to ruin the last one in the row. That would suck. There we go. Bonk. Alright. We're getting there though. We're getting there. It's getting neat. Heck yeah. Ooh. There we go. Ooh. Matt Mercer, Travis Willingham, Laura Bailey, Ashley Johnson, Marisha Ray, Sam Regal, and Liam O'Brien. Okay. Nice. Unfortunately, as someone who really knows nothing about Critical Role, I don't know any of those people, but I'm glad they're doing well. Heck yeah. Oh dear. I'm glad that they are. I'm assuming they have a really good time with it as well, because D&D is really fun. I'm glad that they are thriving. Heck yeah. Because they're the biggest team on Twitch, right? I'm pretty sure they are. You will have heard most of them in a variety of games, probably. I think the only one I vaguely recognize is Matt Mercer, who, do they maybe play Ganon in the most recent one? Oh dear, maybe. Or maybe that's someone else. Oh dear. Then again, I am also historically not very good at names. Ugh. Cole Cassidy in Overwatch, Travis was in the Avengers, Laura Bailey isn't so much, and Ashley was with Ellie in The Last of Us. Okay, so I would have heard Ashley Johnson then. Out of all those, that is the one that I would have heard. Cool. Ah, they did a really good job as Ellie then, to be fair, because Ellie's voice acting was fantastic in The Last of Us. I'm assuming the games, yeah? Yeah. Like, they were fantastic. Oh my god. I don't think it's easy to play a character like Ellie, and they smashed it. Oh dear. Although, from what I've seen of the television show, they also did a really good job too. Honestly, Ellie has just been well portrayed. What a well heckin' portrayed character by all their actors and voice actors. Yes, a well portrayed character, heckin' good. Oh dear. I've watched, I think, 4 episodes of The Last of Us. I just released, so for anyone new here, I don't really watch television. I get motion sickness watching television, so watching television is kind of like a bit difficult for me, and I normally have to take breaks to like either wander around the room or throw up, so it's like, it's not really a fun activity for me, hence why I don't really watch any unless it's like that I really think that I'll enjoy and I like suffer through it. Yeah, I don't really watch television at all. So yeah, sorry, there's gonna be a lot of things when it comes to like actors, voice actors and stuff like that, which I just don't know because, oh sorry, there's like a knot in here and I'm wondering if I could just pull it through, or if this is gonna be a I have to stop kind of knot, or are you going to be good? No, this is not gonna be a I'm gonna be good kind of knot, that's for sure. Okay, I'm gonna struggle with this, so I'm just gonna tie it off really quickly, because this is not the kind of knot that you want to have in your sewing project. The thing is, luckily I only have to tie off this bottom bit. I still have the rest of the thread, so it's not the worst in the world, but yeah, I'll just tie this bit off. Good morning, Purple. I hope you're doing well. Welcome on in. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Welcome. Jaina Proudmoss, I've heard of that, but I've not played WoW. There's going to be a lot of, I'm aware, not a game that I've played. Oh dear, or I'm aware of television show. I don't watch television. I'm sorry, I'm really just not very good with celebrities. My bad. It's not. It makes sense, I think, in many ways that I'm not good with celebrities, just because like a lot of the stuff like, what do you call it? Television and film is kind of off limits to me. But yeah, no, I'm really sorry. Celebrities and me have never really been something I've been very good at keeping up to date with. That being said, I'm glad that they are doing so well as Critical Role as a fan of D&D. Yes, but that's about all I can say, I'm sorry. I don't have too much to add to the topic. Oh dear. There we go. I did Uncharted, Abby, The Last of Us. Okay. I'm glad she did all of those. I have no idea. Oh god, I feel very outed. I'm so sorry, everyone. I'm just not good at this kind of stuff. I know I'm good with cosplayers. I follow a lot of cosplayers. Hell yeah. Oh dear. I'm always in the market for following more cosplayers as well. Oh dear. It was on The Last of Us 2, both Laura and Travis had characters who were insulting each other and they're married IRL, while Ash characters is hanging around. That's really cute. Yeah, that is cute. I like that. Heck yeah. Wow. There we go. Wow. Alright. We need to do another line of beaded ones. We're like, also, yeah, just to clarify, this is over halfway done now, this particular piece. What? Ba-ba-da-bum. Ba-ba-da-bum. What? Okay. And under there. Whoa. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I kind of want to get these two, like the two smaller purple ones, I want to get finished a bit sooner because I want to experiment with the bias tape on the edge and the embroidery stitches because I've managed to do that on the small lighter purple ones. They have their like, oh god, where are they going? Oh, there they are. The small lighter ones have their proper edging. One of them's a bit longer than the other because I decided to start erring on the side of caution. This is the exact size it needs to be. This is too big, but I think that's a safer way of doing it. I can always trim it down. But yeah, these ones have like their proper edging and stuff. These ones are the same size. I want to get these ones with their proper edging and just test that I actually like the color before I go and do too much else because yeah, otherwise I don't want to waste my money. I don't want to waste my money buying stuff that I use like and then end up hating. I really like the gold though, so I'm really hopeful that I like the silver as well because they're done by the same person and yeah. Oh god, so many combos. Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm not ignoring you, I just have nothing to add to that conversation, so I'm just like, you guys have a good time and chat about these people, but I have literally nothing to add. I'll let you guys chill. Meanwhile, I'll just discuss what I'm doing. That way, if anyone's coming in who has an interest in smocking, they can, they know where we stand. Ah, oh, dear. Oh. Yeah. I want to get these ones done so that I can test the silver on them. I think I'll probably do it off stream, the testing, because it's kind of a stressful process in that like if it doesn't work, I have wasted a lot of money on buying stuff that I can't use. For this project at least. I guess it's not that I can't use them. I can use it for projects in the future. But yeah, I want to probably do the testing off stream just so that I don't get too stressed while I'm live if it doesn't look good. Also because it's useful to be able to like quickly shop for alternatives if it ends up being something that I don't like. And I also don't want to do the shopping while I'm live on Twitch either. So I'll probably do that off stream. Does smock's a funny word? I've heard that from a few people because obviously when we raid into people, a lot of the time they ask what we've been up to and I'll be like, smocking. And they're like, lol. Smock. Oh dear. Yeah, it's good times. Oh, God, this is still my favorite song from the Katamari soundtrack. It's so good. I'm not gonna sing along with it today because I've been coughing a lot and I don't want to make it worse, but it's such a good song. If I ever had like a voice that was actually good at singing, this is one of those songs that I would want to sing. If my voice ever gets to the stage where I can hold a note for more than like 1 second and it doesn't sound like trash, this is one of the ones. Ah, dear. I also need to buy some stuff soon. Completely forgot I need more buttons for the shorts. Really? Oh, do you buy all your stuff from the same place, or is it like you're like me, where you have to like save multiple tabs because you've bought so many stuff from different places? I have like a folder in my bookmarks bar for all the stuff that I'm buying for the current project because I buy them. To be fair, there's like the fabric I all get from the same place. I get all that from Minerva. But then yeah, like Plush Addict, I think I've got the bias tape from. I think the beads are from Co-Beads, but I also don't think I should need any more of those. At some points I'm not actually looking at my bookmark bar. It's there, I could open it, but I haven't. I keep it all in bookmarks, like the shops that I buy stuff from. I don't really make note of what I buy from those shops, but so far I haven't had any problem with that. Like it feels pretty self-explanatory. Like the beads are from this store. Yeah. Thread is probably the one thing which is a bit all over the place because thread is, I just add it on if I need extra from wherever I'm buying from, but also thankfully most of the places stock thread. I think the embroidery thread is also Plush Addict. I have to double check the packaging, but I'm pretty sure it's Plush Addict. Or actually I could just check my previous orders. That's another thing, is like if I've ordered online it's not too bad because I can check what I ordered last time. Ah dear. Ah dear. I'm going to the shop tomorrow. I also need to buy some fabric for clothes for a LARP event. Are you LARPing as well, or is it just your brother? I really want to LARP. I really want to give it a go at some point. I already have outfits I could wear to. I'm so ready to LARP, but we need a car or something because there's none of them that close to us. Dearie me. I purchased and printed out pattern to make the ovals. I'll need to assemble the piece next. Ooh! Heck yeah. Oh dear. I have I've never had one. Oh, okay. Never had one kind of button that I want to make. I know that some of you have seen this before, but at the moment it's downstairs, so it's very much off stream. I have a bit of a thing with buttons. So first of all, I have like probably thousands of buttons in the house. It's the one thing that I'm really struggling to like stop hoarding because I really like it. I have all of my buttons separated into little plastic see-through pots where they're all like they're like not in like one big tin. It's like they're all separated. So some of the little pots have like one button in them, and then I've separated them like that, so I know exactly how many of each kind of button I currently have, so that I can appropriately pick them for the projects. The thing is, I don't really use buttons that much because I don't like them for cosplay. I think they're a bit less consistent than a zip. So even if it shows like they've got buttons, I'll usually do like a secret hidden zip and then just have aesthetic buttons, you know? Oh, Rue, welcome on in. Thank you for the hydrate. Dear, just my brother and sister and her BF. I might join another year because this year I want to spend my money on other things. That's fair, that's fair. And it's your first time, so you want to make a character. Honestly, fair. Fair. Oh dear. Oh dear. But I think Gaming 2, I have a bit of a thing with buttons. Yeah, it's I want to get better, and like I want to give some of the buttons away and stuff. I really struggle. So buttons are one of those things where I have to have them sorted to like the extremes, which means I quite literally have hundreds. The plastic pots, I can actually show you them because I have some of like, yeah, I have an empty one here. So this is, I had the buttons for the the Honkai Star Rail costume. The buttons for the Honkai Star Rail costume came from this pot. I have all of my buttons in little pots like this, where I just keep them. And I have a few shorter ones and a few slightly taller ones, depending on how many buttons I have. And I have literally hundreds of these pots full of different buttons sorted downstairs. And it's a lot. It's a lot. But like the idea of mixing the buttons up or putting them in pots makes me really upset. So it's like I just kind of have to keep them in these little pots. That being said, if anyone nearby ever has a project where they need some specific buttons, I'll happily give them away, but it's like kind of overwhelming to look at, to be honest. I just sorted them too heavily. I don't want to unsort them. Ah dear. Had a stash of buttons, just me. I do have a stash of buttons, but they're all separated into not even like by color or size. They are all separated into individual buttons in like tiny little pots. So, yeah. Oh dear. I do, but they're all in one big bag. Yeah, that's what I'm more used to seeing, is like they're all in one like pot or they're all in one bag. That's not the case for me. They are in hundreds of pots. Oh dear, it's Dragonfest in Germany. Ooh, Dragonfest, sorry, I love dragons in a German. Oh, okay, so it's one you're very interested in. Nice. Oh dear, I should probably sort them. I honestly, I don't even recommend you to sort them, because it becomes like an obsessive thing very quickly, and then suddenly you're just stuck organizing thousands of buttons. It quite literally took me weeks to sort all of my buttons into their individual pots, and it cost like 100 quid because of all the tiny little plastic pots I was buying. So like, do I recommend it? No, not really. And it's like hard to undo the work that I've done. Oh, dude, you've had good stories. So far travel, it's the opposite side of the world. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of cool stuff happens on the other side of the world. Oh dear. Ooh. Yeah, at some point you'll be able to see them because I'll probably... When we've gone upstairs properly, like when all that's sorted, one day we will move to the actual sewing room. When we're actually in the sewing room, I'll probably have them a bit more on display. I think I'll still keep them in a cupboard or something because otherwise it's a lot to dust, like all of those tiny pots. But yeah, I think at some point I'll have them better displayed because I'd spent all the time putting them into little pots. Oh dear, get a little magnolia board, attach them with magnets. Do you understand just how many of these little pots I have? I would need to buy like 200 double-sided magnets. You do not understand how many of these pots I have. It is very overwhelming. Oh dear. Because I've sorted them so that like, even if I only have one button, it's in there. Oh dear. Not too fast as Germany is our neighbour country. Yeah, honestly, it wouldn't be terrible to me, to be fair, because I could catch the Eurostar, I guess. It's just kind of expensive. It's not like a horrible journey or anything, it's just a bit of an expensive one, I guess, for me. I want to see your insanity. I don't want people. I'm ashamed of my insanity. But also, I don't want to change it, so I'm in an awkward spot. But it is what it is. I probably will have them in a cupboard though, which is a bit more visible because I do want to have more cameras upstairs. You Europeans are so lucky. I know, right? Everything's so close by, all the time. It is pretty good. I can't complain. It's pretty good. Look at that. Look at that. We're getting there. We're getting there. A pattern is emerging from the little fabric flops. Oh dear. Ah, next cosplay about my buttons here. Heck yeah. Oh dear. I mean, if international travel was better, I'd be happy to send you some of my buttons. Not international travel, international postage. But trying to send things out of the UK right now is a bit of a pain. Although it's not as bad as it was in January. February, I think is when we had like the big problems where you had to do all of your customs yourself at home for international shipping. Ah, that was too much for my brain. I don't think I could ever work in the post office. Too much brain power, couldn't handle. Oh dear, in a few years I'll hopefully be better. Yeah, I mean, they're still occasionally doing post strikes, I think, but it's not as bad as it was. The trains, however, cough cough. To be fair, I understand why the trains are striking. I do get it. And it's kind of unfortunate, at least in Wales, they keep deciding to strike just after like the train lines break anyway, so they also wouldn't have been able to work, and it's like, oh. Like they had a strike a couple weeks ago, which was right after they had like this fire in South Wales at like one of the signalling boxes, so like a lot of the main trains couldn't go through Wales, and then they strike, and it's like, well, the trains aren't running anyway. Oh dear. So I do feel a little bad for them, that they should maybe be able to reorganize to a time where it'll actually impact travel a bit more. Oh my god, what is that? Big airplane noises. Oh my god. Wait, is that an airplane? Oh my god. What is that? Maybe it's a helicopter, actually. Something very loud is going overhead. I don't think it's picking up on the mic, but I can hear it. Oh, dearie me. Alright, let's finish this row and then we have one more row to go, plus I can put the beads away. Since the beads only go on the middle rows, because then we have the edging bits. Oh man, I'm so excited to get the edging bits done. I'm excited and nervous. I have been meaning to do this for like a month, but then obviously because we had the Honkai Star Rail costume, it's like, well, can't hear anything brilliant. Yeah, it's just like a loud, either but no, it can't have been an airplane, because it must have been a helicopter. It's either a very lost airplane or it's a helicopter. Because we don't really get, like, obviously planes fly overhead, but like not that close, like not close enough that you can hear them. Helicopters, though, we do sometimes get helicopters because there's some big fields nearby. So I think if there's like an emergency, they land in one of those fields because that can be really loud. Yeah, it's probably a helicopter, honestly, and maybe it's just being muffled by my headset. Oh dear. Now we had the other day, very exciting. We had all these like police helicopters. I don't know what they were looking for. I never saw anything on the news about it either, but maybe they were just training, honestly. But we had all these police helicopters go overhead, and it was like, whoa, whoa. Actually, yeah, thinking about it, they must have probably just been training, because otherwise you don't normally get multiple helicopters, do you? Maybe someone was doing their driving test, their helicopter driving test. Do you have those in planes and helicopters? I assume you do. Like, yeah, there must be some kind of driving test for a plane or a helicopter. You can hear the planes flying over Low Park because the airport's not too far away. Yeah, that would explain it. We don't get that here, but at other places we've lived, it's been like that, where you can hear the planes like as they're coming into land a bit more. But yeah, thankfully, we're too far out for that here. Oh dear, because yeah, that's a scary one. They have lessons and test them to fly. That must be quite a scary driving test. Although I'm sure they're like, you know, prepared and like all that, but oof. Oof. I would maybe be a little scared to test people flying a plane. Although I guess it'd be like a driving test, like a regular one. I'm sure they could take over if what you're doing is no good, right? They could probably just take over the controls so that you wouldn't be in any danger, I'd assume. I've never been tested on my flying, so I'm not exactly sure, but I assume that's what they'd do. Oh, speaking of, there was another thing that was announced yesterday, wasn't it? It was the Microsoft Flight Simulator stuff. I don't play Microsoft Flight Simulator, but I did mean to mention it to Shifty, and I completely forgot. Because I know Shifty does enjoy that game. They'd added lots of stuff to it. They added I was watching it, and there were some planes I didn't even realize existed, but like logically, yeah, of course they'd have to have an airplane for that. Like the crane airplanes, didn't realize that. Or I think airplanes are helicopters. They're probably helicopters actually. The crane style aircrafts, I didn't realize that was a thing. But like after watching the Microsoft Flight Simulator, it does kind of make sense that you might need something that can do that sort of stuff. I don't know, I thought that was really cool. And the stuff that they looked like they were adding was kind of interesting. I don't know if I could probably run it. It's kind of an intense game. The amount of hours I put into Flight Sim, in theory, I should be qualified to fly a jumbo jet. Do you think you'll get the new stuff, or play the new stuff with the new types of airplane? They had like the forest fire airplane, the one that dumps water, and they had a couple of other unusual ones. Oh my god! Heck, an electric mermaid! Good morning! How was your stream? What did you get up to? We're talking about Flight Simulator right now because there was some expansions announced yesterday at the Xbox showcase. What were you up? Oh, ow! Oh my god, what were you doing? What were you doing in Animal Crossing? I love Animal Crossing. I have thousands of hours in that game now. I have restarted my island like 5 times. But now I haven't played for like 2 months, so all of my villagers probably hate me again. Welcome on in. I hope you had a good one. Just chilling and getting distracted? Sick. That sounds pretty good. I feel like every time I go on, all of my villagers are like, oh my god, I thought you died. Where have you been? And it's like, I'm sorry, I'm just here to weed and then not play again for a few weeks. Don't mind me. Oh dear. Played for hours and got nothing done. That sounds about right. Have you got a theme for your island? Is there like a vibe that you're trying to do? Also, Hugh, welcome on in. The guilt trips, yeah. They can give, yeah, there's so many guilt trips. I thought you were dead. I was so upset while you were gone. Why did you leave? And it's like, I got busy? Also, Hugh, thank you for the follow. Did I make an appointment having, oh, you can have a test? And I need someone who knew me as a... Why? I mean, okay, but I'm assuming that if you've made an appointment, you're struggling now, not as a child. Like, you need help with the right now. What the heck? Oh dear. Lone Wolf, thank you for the follow as well. Welcome on in. I should maybe introduce myself. Hello, hi, my name is Jelly. I make cosplays. Oh, actually, I can show you a cosplay I made. 2 seconds. I have all the stuff now. That must be a record for me. How quickly did I remember this time? Oh my god, within minutes. I make cosplays. We specialize in sewing style costumes, so like heavy beading, sequining, all that kind of stuff. This I'm very lucky to have because I performed at TwitchCon Amsterdam last year, so I was able to get like a really good video of some of the work that we do on Twitch, like properly filmed with a proper camera. So like, yeah, I'm very lucky to have this, but this is the kind of stuff that we tend to make. Big focus on embroidery, sequining, and beading, everything sparkly. And right now we are doing smocking. Smocking is the process of knotting, tying, and manipulating fabric to make it into little patterns. So it starts out as just like a big sheet of fabric, and you slowly over time add lots and lots of knots and sewing on the back, and you end up with, well, eventually we'll end up with this, but for now we end up with this. Also, I should say, if you need to go look after yourself, mermaid, as much as you're very much welcome here, please do. If you need snacks or rest, or maybe just to leave a hot room, you're all good. I feel like I can't remember who it was, but sorry, someone from my community recommended you to me ages ago, so I'm pretty sure like I'm already, yeah. I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm already following. I'm just trying to remember who it was. But I remember someone from my community talking about you a while ago. And they were like, yeah, you're really gonna like this streamer. But I don't remember who it was. But someone here. Oh dear. If I remember, I'll let you know. Oh dear. Oh. I think I had to find my mum's old friend who I haven't spoken to since 2009. I had the same really? Formerly spoken, I posted I was 16 and now 42, and they have no idea where they end up. Replied, oh, so you can't speak with them. What the? Really? That's really odd. Funny words made this job fun. They do. Smocking is a fun word, and it is honestly a very, like, it's very, very time consuming. So here's like one of the ones that's like, it hasn't had its edging done, but it's finished like all of the work. We've added the sequins in, we've added the embroidery. This took 25 hours. This was 25 hours. This is like, hand for comparison, it's tiny. 25 hours. But it's worth it because it's very relaxing. I think that's how I found you too. Yeah, there's someone that they're gonna hide now because they're gonna be like, I'll be called out like this. And honestly, fair. Someone here. Oh dear. That's fine. I haven't spoken to my father 3 years and I have no intention. That's kind of. Could you get someone who pretends to know you? Okay. Find a friend. If you, I'd say me, but I feel like that might be a little bit like they might not believe me. Because I think I would have been like a baby. But I'd do it. But find a friend and be like, yes, we went to school together and they watched me struggle. And then the friend will be like, yes, we went to school together and I watched them struggle. Just find someone in a similar age range and be like, yes, went to school together, I saw them, they struggled so much. And then you can like pay them back with like a coffee or something afterwards. Oh dear. But you didn't hear that from me. I don't know who you heard that from, but it wasn't me. Holy heck, 25 hours. Yeah, it's 25 hours, but these ones, the smaller pieces only take about 15, so it's not quite so bad. But like, because we've done a lot of it on stream, I like to do these long pieces on stream because it gives people an idea of like the time commitment to do these kind of techniques. Because yes, I work a lot slower on stream than I do off stream, but I think it still gives kind of a good idea of like why these things take so long, and like if you want to add it to a costume, the commitment, but also that it's like pretty easy. Like I'm barely looking at what I'm doing, and that's not a skill thing. It's just, this is a very easy technique. Once you've done it once or twice, you'll have it to memory and you can just do it over and over again. And because of that, it's a very relaxing job without too much extra stress. I was framed and will be taking appropriate legal action, yeah. Let me refer you to my lawyers. Oh dear. That reminds me of a school friend from junior school. I haven't spoken for a long time, but I have her on Instagram, so it should be easy to contact. I mean, if you have someone, hell yeah. But if that doesn't work out, just find someone your age that you speak to that, or similar age, like with plausible deniability. And be like, yep, we went to school together. You're welcome. Yep. No, definitely. We went to school together. We were in a lot of the same classes. Yep, in that school, that same school that we went to, both of us. Oh dear. I know people that have done that kind of thing. Not for ADHD, but for other stuff where they needed someone, like, and they were just like, well... I remember, I'm not gonna out who it was, but a friend of mine, they needed someone, what was it? It was a diagnosis or something, but they needed someone basically who had seen them in school, and they were like, they did homeschooling. So they were like, well, I have friends my age. I can probably pretend I just go to this school, right? Okay. And they got away with it. Oh dear. Yeah, we took marine biology together. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I sat like next to them and we spoke every single day. And I also happened to tell them all of my struggles, and they were my shoulder to cry on while I was struggling. Yeah, no, that's this person. Yeah, right? Yeah. It's a stupid thing to ask for. To ask to have someone who witnessed you like 20, 30 years ago, that's ridiculous. There's just no reason. And I think a lot of the time the struggles you'll have as an adult do differ from the struggles you'll have as a child, because obviously your life situation is different anyway, so like actually why do you need that? Oh dear. Weird. Need someone who's known you for at least 10 years. You're not related. Oh, it's like when you're buying a house or like renting a house, where they're like, do you have a reference that's known you for 10 years that's not related to you? And it's like, I left the home 2 years ago. I don't know anyone that long. What the heck? It's crazy to me as well, because like if you're like 18, because I was 18 when I started renting, and they're like, who's someone you've known for 10 years? And it's like, I was 8. You asking me someone I know who when I was 8? Like, I don't know anyone from when I was 8. Oh dear. Oh, I mean, I have a Nino which I remember. Isn't that enough? Man. Could you pull like, listen, I know it's kind of a stereotype, but could you pull like, well, funnily enough, as I have ADHD, I actually can't remember anything from like, 2 days ago, let alone 10 years ago. Sorry. Sorry, don't remember, really struggling with memory. Lol. Actually, while I'm here to, have some assistance. I don't think they'd take that, to be fair. It's crazy to me. It really is. Oh dear. How can we make accessing, help as hard as physically possible for you? Let's see. Oh. God damn it. God damn it, UK. Why you like this, huh? Why you like this? Also, that being said, I very nearly finished this piece. I say finish this piece. It still needs sequins and then the embroidery, which I probably will do actually today. I want to get this as close to finish as possible. That's like a legit problem. Yeah. I don't remember watching being a kid. But that's like a really common thing with ADHD. It's like a lot of like memory stuff. So like asking you to remember that far back, isn't that kind of defeating the object? Yeah, maybe. 20 years ago, that may have to do. Ugh. Ew. Fair though, but oh god. Oh. What? That little bead? There you go. God, it takes so much effort, but it's so cool when it's finished. I wonder if you can actually... I'm not going to. I'm actually quite enjoying the smocking process from start to finish, so I'm not going to do this. I'm just wondering if I can buy... Like, if there's a possibility of buying this smocking. I just want to see how expensive it is if you could buy it by the meter kind of thing. I have a feeling that it probably... There are smocked fabrics you can buy. This is quite specific and, like, quite labor-intensive, so I wonder if maybe this one... No, because smocking isn't super popular, I guess. I'm kind of hoping that it becomes more popular. You see it in more like fashion pieces. But right now I'd say it's not super popular, but I'd be kind of curious to see how much like a meter of this would sell for. Because by the amount of time that it's taking me out, I would say without the sequins and like the embroidery, because obviously that's something that I'm adding that isn't in the initial pattern. Yeah, I wonder how much it would cost to just buy the base smocking, like buy the meter. I'd just be curious. I feel like maybe wedding wedding shops would be the best. Actually, weddings or his like proper historical garb. Maybe historical garb over weddings, because I feel like this is not the kind of smocking you'd see on a wedding gown. Want to get to the point of making an appointment, maybe to have this one back like no, I don't think they understand. Lourdes, good morning. You've actually popped in just as I finished the smocking part, which means we're gonna have to cut it out and then sequin it quickly. But we've just finished making it look a lot neater. Let me tie my thread off so I can properly see it. But we've finished making this neat. I can show you the before and after this bit now because I have a before and after because I haven't done the other one yet. So this is where we started out today. It would have looked something like that. And this is where we've got to. It makes such a big difference. Neating it up. Like, look how, oh my god, I love it. It looks so different. I mean, it makes me so happy. They don't even look like the same technique, but they are. And it's so much neater, and obviously the edges need to be trimmed, but I love it, I love it. Okay, so we need to, basically, I'm not going to trim these bits, but I'm going to trim the edges off, and then I'm going to burn the edges with my candle, which I do need to double check I know what that is. I feel like it's under the flag. That's my bias tape. Wait, where is my candle? If not, I think I have small candles somewhere. I used one recently, so I feel like it should be around. But where? The problem is I've moved everything because they added a pride flag into my workplace, so everything is moved. If I need a new candle though, I have like a whole bag of tea lights. Who's horning? Horn, thank you for the hawk. I mean, thank you for the, thank you for the horn, not the hawk, thank you for the hawk, but also thank you for the hawk. Let me just grab a new candle quickly. Like I said, I have a whole bag of them, so it's not a big problem. I just have to get a new one out. I think I got them from Wilco a while ago. Means we get a fresh wick. Very oily. You have a duck to show me? Oh my god, is it in the Discord? Is there a duck in my Discord that I've been unaware of? Oh my god, look at his eyes. Wow, he is there. Whoa. This is some strong eyes. Very good. Heck yeah. It is Katamari Damacy soundtrack. I love the Katamari Damacy soundtrack. It's so eclectic and it's so good. It's so good. Where's my light? Oh god. Pride desk. We've taken everything from me. Oh, but I have just spotted that, which I did need. Is it on the other desk too? Sorry, I'm just wiggling around all over the place. Oh yeah, Hawk, if you're not in the Discord, Discord. We'll get you the Discord link. How's it hanging? It's good, thank you. No, I hope you're doing good. I will continue to Hawk. Thank you, Hawk. I appreciate it. If you could just continue being Hawk. There you are. Found you. I need to put some more lighter fluid in this, but I should have enough to light one candle at least. We will snip it first, though. We'll snip it first. So what I need to do is basically, it needs to be this width. So we're looking at like cutting it off just around these places. I've done it a few times now, so I'm a lot less nervous about it. The first time, I had so much anxiety doing this. Because it's like you're cutting through all the work that you've just done, right? But now that I've done it a few times, I've stopped worrying about it. I stopped. At some point, something snapped in me and I was like, you know what? It's not scary anymore. I've done this enough times. And as long as I seal it, so basically I'll burn the edges. Goodbye, this small piece of fabric. As long as I burn the edges and then immediately sew it, it's fine. Because they're all individual, so I tie it off after every single knot so they don't affect the rest of it. Thank you for putting the Discord link, I appreciate it. Oh dear, I'm baking a lot recently. I promised to make my little cousin an Eevee cake. Oh, we need to practice. Oh my god, yeah, that's a heckin' shape. They won't make cake pans in that size, but I believe in you. You've got this. Oh, a heckin' Pokemon cake sounds so cute as well. Oh, I'm sure they'll love it. I'm sure they'll love it. Okay, there you go. So now that's the right thickness. Let me light my candle and we're gonna burn it. So this is a polyester fabric. It is 100% polyester, which means that it is basically plastic. Because it is plastic, it will melt rather than catch fire. Although if I put it directly in the flames, it will still catch fire because it's still a fabric. But if I like hold it over it without putting it in the fire itself, it will just melt, which is what I've been doing to the edges, to just melt them a little bit. You are now Discording, and you can see the heckin' duck. Hi, Hawk. I've been sick with the flu for 2 weeks. But you finished the hummingbird during that time. God, 2 weeks. I mean, I know flu is like one of those things where I've had it one time and it knocked me for 7. I was so ill. I'd heard of like the flu and like how bad it could be. This was ages ago, by the way. This was when I was like 20. But I've heard of the flu and I'd heard of how bad it had been. It could be, but until that point, I hadn't had it. And I'm someone who gets offered the flu jab every year because I have only like the capacity of one of my lungs. So even though I don't have asthma and stuff like that, it's pretty bad for me to get respiratory illnesses because I only have one lung, basically. It just makes me breathe a lot less, which is not ideal. So yeah, I've always been offered the flu jab, but silly 20-year-old me was like, I don't need the flu jab, I'm doing just fine, like 1 lung, 0 problems, like I'm doing great. And then I caught the flu. It was awful. It was so bad. I was so sick. And oh no, I was so sick I blew up my candle. It was really bad. It was, I knew it could be bad, but I don't think I quite... Oh, you're not going to want to go. Do you want to tip out some of the wax quickly? There you go. Get some of that out of you. There we are, that's better. Oh, dear. Oh. Finished for this lot of ducks. I'll do a flock photo. I would love to see a flock photo. Heck yeah. My mum made Pikachu cake as a kid, so I'm absolutely gonna make her birthday special. I want to make a Pokeball cupcake. I've seen some very cute Pokeball cupcakes. I love that concept. It's so good. Poor thing. I don't know. It's not feeling better, but already I'm better. I had flu like 7 years ago, so I am better. I hope not. You're feeling better though. I'm prone to chest infections, so 2 weeks is pretty normal, but that still sucks to be out for that long. All the boosts. Oh yeah, I was an idiot. I also don't deserve any sympathy because you know what? I did this to myself. Like, if you are offered the flu jab every year, you should probably get the flu jab. Don't be a stupid like me. I've learned my lesson and I listen to the doctors a bit more now. I have had the flu jab every year since, and you know what? Good stuff. Honestly, worth it. Would recommend. Because I don't think you can just go and get the flu jab, can't you? If you like go into a Boots. I don't know what that's like abroad, but I think in the UK you can. Oh my God, Hut, good morning. I hope you're doing good. Welcome. And Andrew, good morning. And Neil, oh my God, Neil, good morning, everyone. I hope you're doing well. You've all come in as I'm like burning my fabric. Don't worry, it's for a good cause. I need to do this so that while I'm stitching it, the edges don't fray too much because it's a polyester that melts. There we go. Let's get rid of that. Fire. You came in as fire was happening. Oh, dear. But now the edges of this are good. I am still going to stitch around the edges just because I don't want to get caught out. So I'm going to now go back, probably with a different needle. Ooh, no, I could use the same needle actually. Where did I put my needle though? Does anyone remember where I put my needle? Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, because I can use the thread that's already on there. I'm just going to go around the edge and just like go like just a little stitch. A little tiny stitch. Burn, baby, burn. Well, hopefully not burn, but melt, baby, melt. Yeah. Now that I can get on board with. I can get on board with a melt, baby, melt. And also you can get a flu shot from a GP. Yeah. So here, I think, like, because obviously I go to the doctors to get mine, but I think if you, sometimes though, actually no, I don't always. Sometimes they send you to like a local Boots or Superdrug. And they'll be like, you can just book your appointment in here, here's your number. And so you just go into a slightly different queue because you're having yours early. Because yeah, I've actually had mine at Boots a couple times, just being referred, but then I've also had it at the GP. So I guess it really just depends on where you live. But people that I know that don't get offered the flu jab sometimes will still get the flu jab, especially if it's in con season, just to make sure that they don't actually get the flu from conventions. And they just, I think it costs like 10 quid or something, maybe like a little bit more now. But it's like 10 quid, maybe 15 quid now. And yeah, helps protect you from flu. Obviously it's not like it won't definitely prevent you from getting flu, but it's like a good chance you're less likely to get it. Which in my books is worth it because the flu sucks. Flu sucks. I'm doing too damn warm. It is heckin' toasty in the UK right now. Oh, I did actually. So I did have like a little question. Are you in the middle of a cosplay right now? Just I won't ask the full thing publicly just yet, but I had like a little plan. But it does depend. It does depend if you are the busy. If you are the busy, do not worry. Oh dear. That it does. That it does. Oh dear. Yeah, I never want the flu again. I mean, I'll be honest, I never really wanted the flu in the first place. I just made some stupid decisions. And like, I did pay for them, so... Oh dear. But yeah, I never want the flu again. It's nasty. I was literally like without over exaggerating, we lived in a 3-floored house at the time, so we rented the rooms, and so the other people rented the other rooms. For the 2 weeks where I had flu really badly, because there wasn't a toilet on my floor, I actually had to sleep on the couch downstairs because I was too weak to walk up and down the stairs to get to the toilet. And so I ended up like staying on the ground floor so that I was near the kitchen and a bathroom. And like I stayed there for 2 weeks, just sleeping on the couch, because literally I couldn't guarantee that I'd make it to the toilet otherwise. And like that's, for a 20-year-old that was like healthy, like that's insane. That's insanely sick. So yeah, that's why I'm like, the flu, yeah, no, I'm good. Never again. I was so ill. I had not been that ill for such a long time. It's pretty bad. At least you get something nice out of it. I wish you better health. Yeah, I wish you better heckin' health too. No more flu. No more flu. It sucks. Alright, let me just... What's up? Oh, it's fabric. I thought there was like a biro stain, and I was like, how? How have I biro stained this again? Because I have had that happen on a couple of my scissors. But no, we're safe. We're safe. I have to wash my scissors all the time. Okay. We need to do the other side. It's like just a really simple stitch because you won't end up sewing it because they'll be covered with bias tape, so I don't mind about making them too neat. But yeah, it just makes sure that nothing flops out or does anything weird while I'm still working on it. Even though they'll be covered edges, I'd rather they not be damaging themselves as I'm trying to like add sequins. So I'll start the other side and then we can get our sequins out and we can basically do the same thing we did yesterday but on a smaller piece, which is just to put sequins in the little gaps like there. Yeah. It's very relaxing. It's very relaxing. It's slow work, but it's good. Now since I've got a basic guarantee that I get tonsillitis or bronchitis of the sort at least once a year. Yeah, I was that kind of kid as well. I think I had a chest infection 3 times in a year once, and that was... The thing is though, I was like a pretty healthy kid otherwise. Like I had some problems, but like there wasn't anything that bad. So I actually would bounce back relatively quickly. But I remember my parents being like, they always felt really like concerned because a lot of the parents would like stare at me a lot because throughout the winter I sounded like I smoked. Like there was that kind of cough. And like it was like really, really thick, really heavy, and like really deep. And so seeing like this little like 6-year-old like hacking their lungs up, like a lot of the parents would like give my parents bad, dirty looks as if they were like smoking around me, which they didn't. There was no smoke in our house, but that's what it sounded like. And my parents tell me stories of like, yeah, we used to get dirty looks when you'd cough, and it's like, yeah, I'm not surprised. It was a pretty nasty cough, and I had it a lot, but. Yeah, no, just I don't know. I guess some people are more prone to that sort of thing than others. I don't know why I had so many chest infections, but I had a lot. All right. Oh no, wait! I've gone to do the sequins, and it is not in fact the time. I got too excited. Heck, I got ahead of myself. I was like, oh my god, is it sequin time? It is not sequin time. I do need to seal the other edge first. It's just the sealing of the other edge is not as exciting as not as exciting as sequins. I don't want to seal, I want to sequin. That's okay, I will go and be a good bean and get my thread to the other side. I don't think I need to cut the thread or anything, I can just trace it along. It's only a little bit. Oh, dude, why do parents have to judge other parents so hard? I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, but the thing is, even as a kid, you could kind of tell when other parents are like looking at you funny, and it's like, what? But obviously as a kid, you don't necessarily understand why. But yeah. Like, there's literally... like, my parents weren't giving me chest infections. I don't know what you want me to say. Some kids are just more prone to that kind of thing than others. Yeah, I don't know. I think I've heard stories from other, like, my friends who are parents who often feel quite judged. Like, the time when you go pick your kids up from school. And it's like, I just don't really understand. Like, there's enough pressure on parents as it is without everyone judging each other, I thought. But that is also from the perspective of someone who is not a parent. So maybe I'm missing something, but It seems like there's already so much pressure. Oh dear. I hope if I ever have a kid that the mums and dads in the area are very nice. Thing is, I'm chatty, so even if they're not nice, they're gonna get like extensively chatted to. So I just have to hope that they're nice. Oh dear. Wow. Yeah, there must be a reason that it's like that. I don't know if it's still bad. But, well, no, I do know that it's still bad because my friends are like my age. So, like, yeah, no, it's just weird. It's just weird. I don't get it. But again, I'm also not one of the targets or targetees. People targeting. I don't have children, so. Maybe there's just like I don't understand. I don't know. So my parents swear blind they never let their kids get away with that, and then a few days later they're letting the kids get away with the same thing. Oh yeah, like I'd never let my kids do this, I'd never let my kids do that. It's like, alright, cool. Who asked? You know, not being funny, but like, is anyone actually care? Like, the only people that probably care are you and your kids. So like, actually, who asked? Oh dear. I think as long as you do your best and the love is there, it's, yeah. And you're not doing anything like illegal or bad. Don't do things that are illegal or bad, and make sure that you love your kids. Yes. I feel like it's pretty, like, not that parenting is simple, but at least that kind of bit is simple. Oh dear. And maybe don't be judgmental. It's like, the one that I heard a lot, and like, I really hate this rhetoric, and I think I've mentioned it on stream before. It's like the, oh, you don't always cook for your kids. And it's like, you know, it'd be nice to be in a position, I think, where like all parents could consistently cook like really good, nutritious meals for their children. But if you live in like a one-parent household and they work, like there's gonna be nights where it's chicken nuggets and chips, and like that's that. Like there's no way that someone in a one-parent household can consistently, if they don't have a lot of support, cook like full nutritious meals. There's a chance they won't even get back in time to do that. So it's like, I don't like it, and it bothers me, but I hear it, like, when you listen to the news and people talking about parenting and stuff like that, that's one of the things that seems to come up a lot, is like what you feed your kids. And it's like, and people talking about how kids are getting really picky and stuff like that. It's like, well, maybe if single parents, or even parents where they both have to work, had more support, because I don't think anyone wants to be in a position where they can't cook for their kids. But it's like, I don't know, it just feels like that's like, it's a situation that happens and could be fixed with just maybe a little bit of extra support. I don't know. Maybe that's just me being very naive and not having children. That's what I eat. Same. Whenever I'm like sicky, chips, sometimes chicken nuggets if I'm up to it. Vegetable nuggets I'm also partial to. And then like orange juice, or they say like applesauce, but I don't feel like applesauce has ever really helped me. Ginger tea, though, I'm good. And squash. I actually have some squash right now because it's getting hot. I got like a pink squash. Oh, you can't see it because the flag is also pink. Help me, I keep putting the same color things on the same color on the background. I've got purple on the purple. Here's some pink on my pink. I need something blue to put on the top stripe. Oh, I'm glad. I hope you get some good sleeps. Oh, I hope you get good sleeps. May the side of the pillow that you sleep on always be fresh and crisp. Honestly, in the summer, that's what I want. I want my pillow to be fresh and crisp all the time. Oh dear. I feel like last year I heard some stuff about cooling pillows, and I'm very tempted. That sounds pretty good. I like the idea of a good cooling pillow. I think Pride Ducks. I haven't gonna buy one yet. Buy duck? Oh, is it adding decorations to an already yellow duck, yeah? Oh, well, I mean, it would have to go like pink, purple, blue, or like maybe switch it over and do pink. Like purple would be in the middle either way. If you have any like little pink, you could do like a little pink pom-pom or pink flower, like, you know, like a flower crown? Maybe like a pink pom-pom crown? Blue shoes. Blue ducky shoes. Or blue ducky feet. And a purple bow tie. Yeah, because he's fancy. Or maybe some variation of the fancy duck. Oh, dear. What? Oh. Man, I'd love to have like a bi-colored suit. That'd be really fun. I am a seamstress. I could make... I need to stop saying that I want certain things. I could literally make that. Ah, there. Oh, bow tie and blue wings? Yes, blue wings would be more than acceptable. Heck yeah, Ducko is fancy and I should call him Archibald the Lake. Yeah, a fancy bay duck. I need to stop saying that I want certain items of clothing because there really is no excuse for me to just not make those items of clothing. Like, I literally am a seamstress. I could just make them. And especially after, like, the last cosplay we finished, when we finished it really quickly, it's like, I could just finish it in a couple days. I choose not to. Instead, I choose to spend all my time smocking. Added it to the... Yay! Oh my god. Buy duck. Heck yeah. I don't actually have that. I have like more rainbow stuff than bi stuff. It's just the bi flag that I have and a couple of like tops, which I can't find right now because everything's packed up in this house. But a couple of tops, but more rainbows, honestly. I have a lot more rainbow gear. It's because I really like pastel rainbow, like that vibe. It doesn't look good on me. It doesn't suit my like skin shade and stuff like that, but I really like it and so I wear it anyway. Like there's meant to be... what is it called? Is it color matching I'm thinking of? Where like you go to somebody and they tell you what colors look good on your skin? Maybe I should do that at some point, because clearly I'm struggling myself. But I really just like colorful outfits. And like, there's just something about like a chill pastel green or something that I'm just like, oh, that's a happy color right there. I like that. Oh, dear. Yeah, I don't know if that's a very prominent thing in Wales, but maybe I have to find someone who does like the skin color matching service where they like, I think what they do, yeah, is from a very uneducated point of view, to be honest. I think they take like colors and they try and match it to your undertone. So it's not to do with your skin color, it's to do with like the tone of your skin, if it's warmer or cooler. And like if you suit certain colors or shades more than others. I don't really get it very much, and to be honest I don't really buy clothes very often, but I guess it'd just be one of those things would be like, it's good to know, so that if I am buying clothing in the future, I have a better idea of why something might look better on me than something else. Oh dear. Heck, because yeah, I really don't know. And also I kind of want, whenever, again, TikTok's terrible for this, but like it shows you lots of different styles and like vibes, I guess, outfit vibes. Like it's where I saw, because I was already kind of into pastel stuff, but when I say that's where I saw like more of the intense pastel outfits, which again I don't think I could probably pull off, to be honest, but like I like them. I also like I learned about, there is a outfit style called Goblin Core, which I love the name of. I don't think I have anything that suits the style in my closet, but the idea that there is like a clothing style called Goblin Core, like honestly, sign me up. I really like that. It just makes me smile. I don't think it would suit me once again at all, but I really like it. Actually, what was it? Was it like, I think gold was a part of it, but I could be wrong. This is me just talking about stuff I have no idea about. Is it Goblin Core? With gold? Goblin Core aesthetic, I guess, is what I want. And I want to look at your pictures. Yeah, it's like mushrooms and darker clothing, like more neutrals. And then I want outfits. Yeah, like kind of like autumnal colors, honestly. Like darker reds and greens and browns. And then, yeah, pops of gold. So, like, the gold bit I like. I love gold. Gold is my favorite color. But the rest of it, the more autumnal vibes, I can't say that I own a lot of stuff that suits that. I love full vibes, don't get me wrong. I think they look lovely. And I do really like wearing jumpers, but all of my jumpers tend to be, like, pastel pink. Which I think is more, like, springish, if I had to guess. La 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 la. I get slight grunge vibes. Yeah, like a little bit grungy, but like, yeah, I could see that, to be honest. Grungy, foresty, kinda. Darker colors with la 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 la. with like, I can see like mushrooms as a vibe, and then gold details and all that kind of stuff. Someone put a whole baked loaf of bread in their vibes. Like, honestly, fair. I like bread as well. I don't know if I'd put it in my outfit, but I do like bread. I mean, I really like this style. I just don't think that it's like I have anything in my wardrobe that is this vibe. But like, I really like it. Don't get me wrong. I think it looks lovely. I kind of wish I could pull this off. But I just don't think I have the right vibes for this. Oh dear. Oh, hello. Hi, Karina. Good morning. I hope you're doing well. You make bread? You're making bread today? What kind of bread are you making? I love bread. I used to make bread all the time growing up. I love it. I love bread. Oh god, these are really cool. I'm sorry, I've just got all these outfits. I think if I put like like pastel style, I think that's what I got more of, honestly. I am trying to make my wardrobe in general a bit lighter, to be fair, because I want to move away from just wearing darker clothing, because it reminds me of like work uniforms, and I'd like to have some distinction between my work uniforms and my everyday wear. But yeah, just a white loaf, nothing bad. Hey, no, that's not bad. A lot of what we used to make was just a white loaf, a brown loaf, or like I used to specifically like the mixing the flours and having like a half and half white and brown bread. That always tasted pretty good. I liked making that one. That was, I think, my favorite to make. Oh dear. I feel like 90s grunge was one of those autumny colors. I think so. Like, let's have a little look at 90s grunge. Grunge aesthetic. Yeah, there is definitely a lot of overlap, isn't there? I think it looks like grunge goes a little bit more industrial, and I would say Goblin Core is a little bit more nature-ish. But otherwise, there's definitely a lot of overlapping colors, for sure. Colors, patterns, like, yeah, I see that. I see that. I do have a 50-50 recipe. I always love the 50-50s. Ah, dear. I didn't mention that tickets for local Congos are fine. You might be just a tad excited. Oh my god, have you decided which cosplays you're wearing to it yet? Because you've got quite a few that you've made. So you've got a fair amount to choose from. Have you made any decisions on which ones you're planning to wear? Or are you planning to wear any? Because it is going to probably be quite hot, I guess. My wardrobe is 100% black, green, or purple. I often end up looking like the Joker or Barney the dinosaur. That's two very different vibes there. Oh dear. I'm trying to think. At some point I need to do like a proper
Goblin time.
Goblin time! Thank you for Goblin time. I need to go through the stuff that I have and like really filter down the stuff that I wear a lot. But I would say like a lot of pink. I have a lot of pink in my wardrobe. And like light blue. Honestly, I have a lot of light blue and light pink in my wardrobe. Yeah, pretty much. But then this tracks because like those have been like my go-to colors since I was an actual like really young child. When my parents told me that I could paint my room whatever colors I wanted growing up, I had like a blue ceiling. No. I had a blue walls, a purple ceiling, and a pink floor, like a hot pink floor, like really bright. And I had that until I moved out. Which actually, now that I'm looking at my screen, I did actually just have the bi-colors as my bedroom. Oh no, I influenced myself. Oh dear. Oh, have a good refresh. I might have dropped some frames. You're all good. They allow you to paint anything you wanted. That's a dangerous thing. Well, yeah, like there's another room in our house that had a zebra striped ceiling and black walls, so it was a little dangerous, but like they stuck to it. They were like, listen, if that's what you want, we will do that. So we had my room, which was like blue, purple, and pink, and then my siblings' room was like one of them was black with zebra striped ceiling and like zebra curtains and everything zebra. That was pretty cool. There was another room that was like red, black, and white, which honestly, out of all the rooms, I think that was probably the most stylish. That one looked pretty cool. But all of our rooms looked very different because of who was allowed to choose the colors. I think my dad picked the colors in the living room, which were like a light green, a light yellow, and a light red kind of color. It wasn't pink, it was just like a sort of dusty red. And all of the skirting boards and like doors and stuff were like yellow, green, and red. And then our sofa was also bright yellow. So there was like a very different vibe when you went from room to room. Whoever had creative control of that room, you could kind of tell. I was always very into like, I guess, pinks and blues, so that was the room that I chose. We had one of my siblings was a bit more gothic-y, and you could tell because they had like the black walls in the room they picked. And then my dad really likes color, so you can tell because like our living room was like rainbow colors. And none of it really meshed, but it was, you know, it was nice. It was wholesome. Oh dear. They also painted like rainbow shelves and stuff like that. So all of the, because they were like wooden shelves, but all of the pieces of wood would be different colors. And then we made potato stamps and we like stamped ducks on the shelves and stuff. So we had like rainbow duck shelves in our living rooms, and I don't know. It was a bit weird and a bit eclectic, but I don't know, it made us smile. The other thing about the living room was that it was pirate themed, but it was also rainbow colors. So rainbow pirate, yeah, that was the living room, rainbow pirate themed. And yeah. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, it was definitely a vibe, but I liked it. It made me happy. And it made everyone happy. Sounds like Dr. Seuss house. It kind of does. My mother got all the colors of the boy, it was boring. Yeah, like, because we knew we were going to be living there for a while. I think the only thing was that it would potentially need to be repainted. So, like, if you were picking black, maybe don't choose, like, blackest black. Choose, like, a very, very dark grey instead, just so that it was a little easier to paint for reselling. But, like, I think that was about it. Yeah, it was just that. Jenny's subconscious, it was my subconscious that knew. Connor's just for Halloween. Oh, nice. And I want to wear the dragon bees. Heck yeah. Oh my god, that'd be so good. Hell yeah. My parents had the same thing to me. They nixed my first choice. First choice was pitch black. I was 16 at the time. Yeah. Second was sky blue. That's kind of, yeah, it's like there was a couple of like, we need to be able to repaint this before we sell the property. So nothing too dark. Although, to be honest, they didn't repaint a lot of it. Like, because I had like hot pink. Like I had a hot pink door and hot pink floor and all of the skirting boards were hot pink. They didn't bother repainting that. They left that as it was. It was like, you know what, this is too much effort. We'll just leave the hot pink. Why not though? Why stick to one style atmosphere? There's so many nice styles. Well, yeah, and I would say like in my family we have like quite a few different vibes. Like none of our fashion is quite the same, and especially growing up, like we all gravitated towards quite different things. So like it kind of made sense that there would be a few different styles in the house because like the people living in the house liked different things. So yeah, it worked. It worked for us. I guess everyone's different, but for us that worked. And yeah, we had like, I still have, so in the house at the moment, I have like my childhood box. It's like a wooden box with my name on it. Just my first name. It's not a doxing box. It's just my first name. And it's got like, yeah, more of like the potato prints on it. Like, I don't know what you call them. It's when you cut like a shape into a potato and then use it to print on things. It's got more ducks on it. So it has like the potato duck prints that we did on the shelves as well. Ducks, yeah. Well, the potato print ducks. There were also, I think, potato print butterflies. And there was something else as well, which I can't remember. But yeah, they were like potato shapes that you would like stamp. Yeah. There was a lot of homemade stuff in our house. But I think if anything, that's just kind of influenced me to be a more creative child, because like I felt like I had creative freedom in my house to do things like that. Like I will be honest, I wasn't like going around painting the walls or anything like that, but you know, we did a lot of projects for stuff in the house, like making the shelves and stuff like that. And it felt like I had some creative control, even though like probably the amount of creative control I actually had was pretty minimal. It felt like I had creative control because I was stamping ducks onto them, you know? That's my creative control. Oh dear. Hell yeah. I don't know if they still have some of those. I think they do still have some of those shelves as well. I can't remember if they ever replaced them. Oh dear. Heck. Yeah, as an adult, it's made me want to paint everything. So, positive and negative. I now wish to paint everything. Shiny did say I could paint stuff in this room. I could like draw on the walls if I wanted to, because we're going to end up repainting the room anyway. So like, if I want to, as long as it's not in anything too dark, I can draw on the walls. But I kind of, then it's a lot of commitment, because then it's like, what do I want to draw on the walls? I don't know. Like, you know when you have like so much freedom, it's kind of like intimidating. I could draw anything on these walls, but I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm ready for the responsibility of making a decision on what I want to draw on the walls. So I haven't actually drawn anything. I had a purple room for a while. It's one of those places I lived as a kid. I know, it's super wow. A purple room? Whoa. You? Never. Purple had a whoa. Definitely I could do that. Make new potato stamps. Honestly, the thing with them is at least they're consistent. Like, they're nice, consistent stamps. I could do that. Oh dear, I'm actually tempted to make a Halloween cosplay. There's no events, so just make photography. Hey, why not? Listen, if you want to make it, you should. I mean, if it's gonna be a fun project for you leading up to Halloween, you don't need to have somewhere you can immediately show it off. Ah, dear, you said like I'd love to have walls drawn. Yeah, because like all of these walls are like in construction right now. You can just sort of draw on them and like, well, they're gonna be replastered anyway. So like whatever you draw will just get covered with a layer of plaster. So. There's no consequence to it as long as it's just in case, because some areas might get more plaster than others. If it's dark, it might technically still show through, but technically I probably could get away with black. It's just like we're being a little careful. Oh dear. You could draw the wall. Oh yeah! We'll just have to invite people over to our house and then they can draw on our walls. I'm uncomfortable stepping on stage like you guys do. No, like, and that's fine. You don't have to. The thing is, cosplay, there's lots of different ways you can enjoy it. For me, I do enjoy competing, but like also that's definitely not for everyone. And like, I don't think it should, how to put it? It shouldn't feel like it has to be for everyone. You enjoy it in your own way. The craft room is free reign at mine. I think I might eventually, in the craft room upstairs, start drawing on the walls a bit more. Just for fun, because like that's my craft room. And like, I want it to be like fun. Like maybe in charity events and stuff like that. It'd be like a fun redeem just to add something to the wall. And then also all the little drawings will have been stuff to do with events we've done. I like the idea of doing that, but I think in this room probably not, just because I can smell food. Something's cooking. Oh. I want to know what it is. Heck. Oh my god, it's like smells really good. I put like a strong whiff of food. Oh. Yeah, I guess it's about the time where like preparing lunch would happen, huh? Oh, that's gonna make me hungry really quickly. That's the other good thing about the craft room. I'll be like a little further away from the kitchen, which means that I won't smell the food cooking as fast. Because so often on stream, you just get like a really strong whiff of like lunch and it's like, oh, that smells good. We're having, I think it's sweet potato egg fried rice. So it's like just egg fried rice with like peas and stuff like that in it, but then also sweet potato, and it kind of like makes it mushy and oh, so tasty. I think it's sweet potato egg fried rice basically is what we're having. Oh. I'll explain why I think they're roasting the sweet potato now. I think that's probably what I can smell. It's roasted, yeah, that's definitely roasted sweet potato. Oh, it smells so good. It sounds like Jelly is hungry. I am gonna get hungry very quickly. We're now on a time frame of how long I can stream until hunger takes over and I have to run. But yeah, when we have the finished craft room. Oh dear, roasted sweet potato. No, oh no! How dare you? Nom. Yeah, I love roasted sweet potato. It smells really good as it's cooking as well. Like, it makes a really nice smell in the rest of the house. Ah, dear. And like, it does actually go surprisingly well with egg fried rice. Like, if you get like the little charred bits of sweet potato in your egg fried rice, oh, so good. So good. I need to find recipes that don't need heating. It's too warm right now. You are right, to be fair. I've been trying to look into more colder recipes as well for the same reason. I am very tempted to get into making quiches, because recently I've had like a couple of really good quiches, and I didn't think that I loved quiche that much, but like after having a few other people's quiches, I'm like, maybe I've just only had bad quiche, because like the quiches I've had as an adult, I'm like, damn, these are actually pretty good. And you can have quiche cold. Yeah, I'm in the market for a good quiche, to be honest. I had one last week and it was so good. I was like genuinely shocked. I didn't think that I'd like it that much, and like I had like one bite of it and I was like, whoa, dang, that's a good quiche. I actually really, I should have asked for either the recipe or wherever they bought it from, I'm not sure. I should have asked, because that was a good quiche. I would definitely eat that quiche again, hot or cold. Have you had roasted butternut pumpkin? I have not. Pretty nommy too. Not too far sweet potato. I don't feel like, I think I'd have to like, actually, they don't really sell pumpkins near me. Like outside of Halloween, and then it's like not really eating pumpkins. I'll have to double check, because it might be one of those things we can get online but can't get in store, maybe. I feel like there's a few things like that near us. Yeah, try it in autumn. Yeah, I'll keep an eye out. Maybe as the year goes on, they'll introduce some more. Cold quiche was like, why? Why? I love quiche. We're finding a good melty vegan cheese. Oh my god, you are not wrong. Vegan cheese is either super expensive but good, or like cheap and it tastes like hell when it melts, or it doesn't melt properly yet because like the oil base is splits and it's like yeah, you're not wrong. That is a forever mission. Butternut squash is more year round. Yeah, I think again they don't sell it at like the stores near us, but if we were doing like an online Tesco order, we could definitely get it then. There's a few things that like as long as we do the online order, we can get it. But the thing is, because we're just like a family of two, you have to spend £50 now. They've like upped it recently, and we just don't spend like that much on our weekly food shop, so we're always adding things that we don't need just to get it up to delivery. And we don't do it very often. We do it a few times a year, like if we have visitors or we're cooking for other people or Christmas. So it's not like we never do online food orders, but we just don't do them that often, because I think actually the main time that we've done it is if I'm sick with something, just because we don't want to risk bringing in any other germs into the house while I'm already ill. I think that's about the only time we do online orders these days, is those times or Christmas. Yeah, because it's just like 50 quid for a family of two is a lot for like a week's worth of shopping, because so much of the stuff goes out of date in the first few days, so you have to get on it quite quickly. Yeah, we just don't spend enough. We do predominantly vegetables with maybe some chicken or fish sometimes. So like, and honestly, even if we do chicken, it's mainly for just Shiny. It's not normally me. Oh dear. So yeah, it's like there's just not enough in the basket that really makes it worth it. Also, a lot of the online shopping we've done recently, like for a lot of the time we need like 2 carrots maybe, but the only way that you can buy it online is to buy like a whole bag of carrots. It's like, I don't need a whole bag of carrots. This feels very wasteful, because like either I'm like throwing them in recipes they don't belong and it's kind of making the recipe worse, or yeah, I just waste it. And I don't like wasting food. Oh, stretch time. Stretch. That is one thing. It keeps you in the same position a lot doing the smocking. I feel like every couple hours I just need to like properly stretch. I should probably actually get up, to be honest, and do a stretch like that. Should we do that? Should we quickly have a stretch? Oh, thank you for the hydrate. You know what? I should probably do that as well. I might do a hydrate and then do like a quick stand-up stretch. All right. Standing up stretch time. My model's probably going to go a bit weird because, yeah, I'm like leaving the camera view. What? Oh, that's better. I feel like my shoulders needed to stretch out a little bit. It's just from like doing the same motion over and over again. I feel like your body gets like with it. Ah dear, that's better. You get food now? Heck yeah, get your heck. Yeah, now that we've been talking about food, anyone who hasn't had any food, maybe now is the time to go get a quick snack or a full meal. And maybe just another drink, especially if you're living in the southern northern hemisphere. Oh god, that's a really hard thing to say. Northern hemisphere. Nah, that's not gonna happen. The upper bit in the world, where it's really hot right now. Oh dear. Quarian, you watched the Owl House? Oh my god, I love the Owl. Okay. I cried hard at the end. I got so emotional. We're making the collector, but we're doing a new rendition of it just because I want to kind of test myself a little bit. So we're doing a 16th century version of the collector. Basically making him as if he was royalty or like godlike in the area, because like in the era. So we're doing him with like the fanciest of fancy clothes. And yes, so that is just to the side of me, just where my head's bashing. That's our design, and obviously we have the collector over the other side of the screen. But yes, we're making panels for his puffy shoulders right now. And yeah, all the poofs. I love the Owl House. The Owl House was such a good vibe. I am sad, obviously, that they had to cut a lot of episodes because there was probably a lot of really cool episodes that would have happened in the 3rd season had they not been cancelled. But I'm also really grateful for what we still got. And like, I find it very easy to recommend the Owl House to people. Like, out of all the things, I say all the things I've watched like 5. But out of all of those 5 things I've watched, it's a very easy one to recommend to people. It's good. It's good for all ages. It's like a pretty wholesome ride. Oh dear. I think especially during Pride Month, if you're looking for a Harry Potter alternative, if you've kind of like me fallen out of love with the Harry Potter series over the last few years, the Owl House is a really, really good option. Because first of all, gay witches. But then also like, because it takes place a lot of the time in like a sort of witches and wizards style school, there's a lot of the same kind of vibes, but with a lot more inclusivity and acceptance. And it honestly, because it takes place in another world, like a kind of, there's just a lot of really cool stuff. I don't know, I think the world is really, really cool. It's very fun. Oh, your VTuber so small, yeah, like, yeah, it's because when I like, what? I make them to go a bit smaller. It means that I can do both the surprised expression and also like the smug without having to actually like click anything. It's just part of the rig. Yeah, it's very important to be both smug and surprised. Also, Kat, good morning. I hope you're doing well. You've caught me once again advertising the Owl House. I really do recommend it to anyone if you've got the time. So the main series is on Disney Plus. I wouldn't be surprised though if some point the entire series does go to YouTube. I think the first episode's on YouTube for free watching, but then obviously if you want to watch the rest of it, you'll have to go on Disney Plus. And then the final season is on YouTube. And specifically, I would actually recommend watching the final season on YouTube rather than Disney Plus, because Disney Plus, I believe, has cut some of the content for adverts. So it's got a longer runtime on YouTube than it does on Disney. I don't know if that is right. I know when it aired live. So when they live did the finale, they cut like 8 minutes from the finale for adverts, and then they just didn't put it back in. So like there were people that hadn't seen certain scenes when they watched it come out live if they didn't watch it on YouTube, which is really weird to me. But yeah, would recommend watching the final season on YouTube just in case it is like that still. I wouldn't be surprised, to be fair, if they had updated that. But yeah, you never know. You never know. That's a good series though. I miss them all so much. Oh, it was a really nice ending, and like, don't get me wrong, the last 5 minutes were lovely. Like watching it how it all wrapped up was great. But I missed them. I missed them. It was so good. I'm glad to have met so many people on Twitch that have watched the Owl House though, because I've got a few of my friends to watch it outside of Twitch, but before, like when the first season had come out, like nobody had watched it in my friend group, so it was nice to talk with people on Twitch about it. Hell yeah. You also like the Gay Witch show? Me too, actually. I also like that. Ah, dear. It's a good show. 10 out of 10. Very good show. I've also told friends about it. Yeah, I don't know about you. It's been really easy to sell it to people in my friendship group because I really have just had to say, like, it's got gay witches in it, and everyone's like, I'm there. And it's like, yeah, understandably so. Like, who doesn't like this? Who doesn't want this? And it's so wholesome and sweet, and I really like it. Oh my god, it makes me so happy. So the only sad bit about it is, like, unfortunately it's the behind the scenes stuff with, like, Disney cancelling the show after the second season. Even though it was, like, beloved and, like, every time an episode came up. Ellie, have you not seen, oh my god, Ellie, The Owl House. The Owl House, it's on Disney Plus. You can watch it all there. The Owl House, gay witches. Also, I think The Owl House has the most trans and non-binary representation in a cartoon so far, like explicitly, potentially, because in the main cast there are, yeah, there's like a few people, like even the collector themselves, they're a they them. They're very much a they them. They are only ever referred to as they and them, which yeah. All my friends are watching with her 11-year-old and they are enjoying it. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh god. I love it. I love it. It's good. Well, it makes sense though. I thought they were he-they. I think they might be a he-they, potentially. I think in the show they're referred to as they-them, but I think potentially they're a he-they actually. But yeah, they-them. Dear. Can I ask, how would you make a bandolier? I'm gonna have to Google what that is. I'm sorry. I am but a novice. To be fair, my main issue is I know no terminology. I call everything by stupid names. Oh, it's like the belt with the pockets on it? So cool. So cool. You have a few ways you could make it, honestly. Are you more comfortable working with fabrics or foams? Because you could do both. It's so cool, look at them. Heck yeah. Because you could definitely base it on foam if you're more confident with foam, but I think fabric would be like a little more fun. Excuse me. Oh dear, I can't wait to watch it. Yeah, anime, I think you'll really love it. Sorry, excuse me. I think you'll really, really like it. I think it's very up your alley. Oh dear, YouTube can also help. Yeah, YouTube is like the guide of all guides. Oh dear. If I say pin bandolier. Oh, you can literally buy patterns for this. I don't know if that helps, but there are actually patterns you can buy for a bandolier. If you go on Etsy and type in bandolier pattern, you can just buy them. If that helps at all. Sorry, I didn't realize there'd be a pattern for that. Also, oh my god, Willie! Woo! Welcome on in! How was your stream? And what did you get up to today? We're just talking a little bit about cosplay stuff, and we're making the cosplay also, and also Owl House. We're talking about Owl House cosplay and bandolier. Oh dear. You thinking of doing a John Martin? My hiccups are incredibly loud and intrusive. Very intrusive. Wooly, good morning. How was your stream? I can see that you're doing makers and crafting, but what kind of makers and crafting were you getting up to today? We are doing smocking, which is like the process of manipulating, knotting, and like tying fabric to make little patterns. And this is where we started today. I've got my before and after, see. This is where we started, and so far this is where we've got to with this piece. It's really slow, but it's really relaxing. Oh no, you're fine. Don't worry. I will say as well, if you need to also lurk, if you need to like look after yourself after stream, if you go for it, especially if it's like hot in your stream room or you need to eat or something. Otherwise, I'd love to know what you're doing. But also, yeah, personal care comes first. I never heard of Etsy. Wait, you've never heard of Etsy? Oh my god, you are going to love Etsy. There are problems with Etsy, like they do take quite a big cut from creators, unfortunately. So as a platform, it has problems. But yes, if you are looking for like patterns for things, especially like specific things, I can see like leather PDF pattern for bandolier for 12 and 20 gauge. I can see PDF pattern for, there's like so many patterns for different bandoliers on here. So yeah, just type in bandolier pattern. There'll be like a printable pattern, so like you'll buy it and then you'll have to print it yourself, but it means you get it instantly. Yeah. Ah dear. So I saw this cosplay of Playable Bunny version of Ronald McDonald. You should do that. That's a good cosplay. Yes, 10 out of 10. Do that. Yes, good cosplay. You're speaking of reminding me of the video of chicken sneezing. Oh god, it does sound like a bird. Like especially if you hear it without, because I have filters on my mic so that stuff like that isn't too bad. But like if you hear it in real life, it really does sound like a budgie. It's unfortunate. I actually have cowhide guitar strap. Oh, that's cool. So you could probably just get some Nerf bullets, right? Nerf bullets are not that expensive. And because you can just seal them, so if you seal them, you can then paint them really easily. You just need like a spray sealant or something, or even like if you already have sealant, like I have like my gesso on hand at all times. But like you could just seal them and spray them the colors you want, so it'd be like a really easy paint job because the shape is already there. Also, thank you for the hydrate. I have two things to hydrate. I have my squash and I have my tea. You're spending yarn for a pride dress? Oh no, you're fine, you're fine. Take care of yourself. Good luck. I hope that it goes well, but I will have to come check that out later. A pride dress? And you're spinning your own wool for it? Oh my god. Yeah, we were literally talking earlier about like the clothing that I have for Pride. I have some bi-themed stuff, but most of it I just wear all year round. So like if I do face cam, I don't look any different during Pride. I do the rest of the year. I do need to at some point get something like specific for Pride Month because it is getting a little embarrassing. This is my third Pride Month on Twitch and I still haven't. I just wear the stuff all year round. Oops. Oopsie doopsie. My bad. Oh dear. Yeah, Etsy is great for patterns. Like if you're looking for any cosplay specific patterns, you'll probably have something similar on Etsy. Would recommend. It is a shame what they've been doing more recently to their creators, and I'm not going to ignore that, but like as far as patterns go, mwah! Oh, thank you for your generous donation of piss. Honestly, in this summer heat, we need it. I'm sure the Great Duck in the Sky also needs more piss donations. It's important. We have to keep that pond full. Oh dear. Oh, I should say actually, for anybody who's coming with a woolly raid, this is what normally happens. I just forget. Hello, hi, my name is Jelly. I am a cosplayer based in the UK. I make cosplays and I do VTubers. So I do VTuber art and VTuber commissions. I do a mixture of face cam and VTuber cam depending on how I'm feeling that day. So like this is what I look like as a VTuber. Although actually at the moment I have the bi flag like imprinted on my VTuber. So normally I'm just blue, but at the moment I'm all the colors of the Pride flag because it is Pride Month. Yes. But yeah, the kind of cosplays we make, we do beaded costumes, sequining, lots of extra detail and fancy schmancy stuff. We tend to stick more in the sewing vein because that's what I enjoy. And we do a mixture of really, really big cosplays and quicker cosplays. So we actually just finished a cosplay a couple of days ago for a Honkai Star Rail costume. But overall, we're working on the collector from the Owl House. And this one is hopefully set to be finished in November 2024. So that's a much bigger costume, kind of more similar to the one on screen. These ones take a really long time. I hope that's a fair introduction. I think that kind of encompasses what we're about. Yo! Listen! Oh god, this is very chaotic. There's two songs. Blue home. And all day and all night, and everything he sees is just blue. Like him, inside and outside. Blue his house with a blue little window and a blue Corvette. And everything is blue for him and himself and everybody around. 'Cause he ain't got nobody to listen to. Yeah, I'm blue, dabba-dee, dabba-die, dabba-dee, dabba-die, dabba-dee, dabba-die, dabba-dee, dabba-die, dabba-dee, dabba-die, dabba-dee, dabba-die, dabba-dee, dabba-die. I'm blue, dabba-dee, dabba-die, dabba-dee, dabba-die, dabba-dee, dabba-die, dabba-dee, dabba-die, dabba-dee, dabba-die, dabba-dee, dabba-die, dabba-dee, dabba-die. Thank you for the blue. Have you seen the dresses made of duct tape? I've seen a lot of duct tape patterns. I have occasionally see people make pieces out of duct tape. I kind of feel the same way about it, where I see people like make stuff out of like IKEA bags. I'm like, that is incredibly difficult material to like work with, and I'm very impressed, and I will watch you from a distance because there's no way I'm attempting that myself. It's like one of those crafts where like I'm incredibly impressed. Not for me. That's so much work. Dabba dee sabba guy? No, dabba dee dabble die. We don't stab people here. We're good beans. A good bean channel where we do zero murder or attempted murder. None. Not even once. Very good. Ah, dear. Wholesome content. There we go. Oh, thank you for the generous piss donation. Once again, I'm sure the Great Duck in the Sky is very grateful for you making their pond even larger. Thank you, thank you. Oh dear. Also, good opportunity to remind everyone to stay hydrated in the summer months. Yes, make sure that your piss is nice and hydrated because the Duck in the Sky does not want your dehydrated piss. Speaking of, I'm going to have some of my squash. Wholesome content, yeah. Ooh. The pink squash is honestly so good. So good. Wholesome piss donation. Well, yeah, it's a donation. Donation's always wholesome. Oh, dear. Oh, it's so good. It's like a raspberry squash, and it's... Oh. You've already found a solution. This guy suggested I buy crayons and wrap them in masking tape, and then you paint them. Oh, nice. Hey! Would you look at that? That'll do it. Genius. Hey! You might have this costume finished really, really quickly then, huh? But if you've got a pattern for the main piece, you've already got like a strap you could repurpose, and then you know how to do the bullets, like this costume could be finished well before October. You might even have the chance to make a second costume. Oh dear. I have been starting to get some plans in effect for Boobtober this year. I want to have a much more active role this year, just because I wasn't able to last year. I need to talk to the others about if they already have some pre-existing plans, because I have plans. I have many plans, and I don't want to overwhelm everyone with all of the plans, but I have been planning. I wanted to get like a good head start this year, so I've been heavy planning. Bonus, the crayons can be found very cheap. Yes. Bluetober? No, not Bluetober. Boobtober. Ellie, have you not been to a Boobtober before? Can I explain Boobtober to you? Oh my god. I always look for an opportunity to explain Boobtober. If you have never taken part or been around in a Boobtober, let me talk to you about what Boobtober is. Boobtober. Boobtober is Breast Cancer Awareness Month is in October, so we've combined some of the names to make Boobtober. It's a whole month of like fundraising, stupid challenges, silly cosplay stuff if it's with us, but it's also a massive event that happens on Twitch with lots of other streamers. We raise money for BCRS, which is the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. We do lots of stuff to help raise money, but it's also just a really fun month because everyone who's taking part is doing streams that are a little bit unusual for them, or like a little out of their comfort zone, or doing fun challenges and silly stuff during their regular streams. So it's just like everyone's streams get elevated for a month. It's really, really fun. And I started it the first year, it was nearly 3 years ago now, where I did the first year, because I have a bit of a history. I don't have breast cancer myself, I should just clarify. I worked with people with breast cancer for 5 years. So I was a bra fitter specifically for people who had gone through some sort of surgery, which could be enlargement, reduction, and transitional, but it was predominantly breast cancer, and like really, it was mainly breast cancer. When I say that there's a lot of people that get breast cancer, a lot of people get breast cancer. I've spoken to people as young as 20 going through breast cancer. And because my job was to fit those people, and that was what I did, you know, you kind of just, it becomes something that means a lot to you. You hear thousands of people's stories, and it is a hard thing to go to. It's incredibly common, and we kind of just spend a month talking about breast cancer, raising lots of money, doing fun events, but also talking about like signs to look out for, checking yourself, the fact that men get breast cancer too, like just talking about all that kind of stuff and getting the information out there to make sure that you can protect yourself as best as possible. And if you do notice anything that's unusual or that's different for you, that you can take yourself to a doctor as soon as possible, because it is important to get an early diagnosis with breast cancer. Unfortunately, with breast cancer, it spreads to other areas like spine and brain, which can become very, very deadly very quickly. So you want to get it early. You want to get it early because breast cancer is very treatable. It's when it spreads to other parts of the bodies that it becomes very dangerous. So yes. That is what we do, and we do a whole month of it. Some people will do 1 or 2 streams, some people stream every single day. It's very much up in the air. I want to get signups open as early as possible so that people can start planning if they want to do longer events. Last year we had people on the front page doing Boobtober stuff. We had it being advertised by Twitch themselves as well as the charity. We had people having their donations filled all the way. It was fantastic. So it really is like a big event. You also, if you take part in the BCRF and you sign up properly early enough, they sometimes send you t-shirts and extra stuff if you are taking part as a streamer. So there's like lots and lots of reasons to get involved in it, not only to meet other people who also care about breast cancer, to take part in a charity event that saves hopefully lots of lives, but also because it can be really good for you personally as well. Like, I like to advertise that even though it's a bit faux pas, because like I honestly don't care why you're raising money for breast cancer awareness. If you're raising money for breast cancer awareness, that's good in my books. I don't care. As long as we're not spreading this information, you're welcome to join. We accept all men, women, anyone in between, everyone. Anyone can get breast cancer. Literally every single person in this chat could potentially get breast cancer, unfortunately. So yeah, it's important, and yes, we talk about it for a whole month. Oh, so Kiki, good morning. Sorry, you caught me in the middle of a passionate rant. Well, it wasn't even a rant really. More just like talking about an event that we do every single year. And yeah, last year, unfortunately, I was having some health complications, and I knew about it ahead of time. So I knew that I wasn't going to be able to help run Boobtober because I wouldn't consistently be well enough to be like a point of call during the month. But thankfully, we were very, very lucky, and that Deimos, Vile, and Bateman took it over for the year. They ran it for me, and they did a fantastic job. They raised lots and lots of money. They got lots of new people into it as well, which was fantastic. Especially like, you have to bear in mind, they're people that only really learned a lot about breast cancer just a couple years ago. They're very fresh to it. And they went in wholeheartedly with like, and they did amazing. They did amazing. They worked so hard, and they brought so many people on board, and I am genuinely so proud of the work that they did. Like, I think they're fantastic, and I really, if they want to work on it again this year, happy to have them, honestly. Like, and I hope they're happy to have me back. I am a chaotic force of the charity team, but I work hard. Sandman! Oh, bless you. Thank you so much for resub. Jesus Christ, it's getting close to 3 years. Sandman's been a heckin' minute, huh? You'll have been through every single Boobtober we've done then, huh? Ah, dear. Welcome on in. I'm sorry that it doesn't show up. For anyone who's not aware, Sandman's subs never show on stream because they have boob in their name, and Twitch for some reason filters it out. Because even though it's very clearly their name is not Sandman Boob Ooh, because of the boob, we think that's what it is. Because there's no other reason, and it's only Sandman. Oh dear. But no, I'm once again sorry that's happened. Twitch, I know, they're hating on boobs. When I'm talking about Boobtober, how dare they? How dare they heckin' hate on boobs? We don't like that. But yeah, it's coming up. It's not the next one we're doing though. So we do actually have a charity event happening next week, where there'll be a big break between that one and Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which is what I wanted because I wanted plenty of time to plan. Next week, we're actually fundraising for Outreach, Gamers Outreach, which is a charity that provides specifically video games and video game consoles and experiences to kids that spend long time in hospitals. It is similar to the Starlight Foundation, but the Starlight Foundation kind of do a lot more other quality of life things, whereas Gamers Outreach is specifically to get kids socializing with other kids. So they get them into multiplayer games, they get them chatting with each other, because a lot of people, especially when you're young, you can become very isolated if you have to spend a long time in hospital, and there's a lot of the time when you're kind of developing socially. So if you're spending months or even years in hospital, you don't get that social development, so when you do hopefully leave hospital, you're kind of behind. But yeah, We're doing that next week. Gamers Outreach is next week, and we are making a community VTuber model for anyone to use. We're actually making a few models, I think. We're gonna have to do a drawing stream this week to get some of them drawn, but we're gonna be making some community models for anyone to use, and you should be able to color them however you like. So if you want to color them like a pride flag, for instance, you can. If you have like a theme on your channel already, maybe your colors are like blue and yellow, you can color it blue and yellow. Dear, what do you call a ghost of a boobies? You're not wrong. Oh, thank you for the egg. We do love booba here. We're very booba positive here. We love boob. We protect boob. All boob is good and worthy of protection. We like all boobs. Every single boob. We like it. Oh dear, we have a boob. Yee! Boobtober! Yeah, I gotta get some sign-up sheets, but I also need to talk to the guys and see what their plans are, because I also don't want to like come in storming the way. Like, the other thing is, if they're doing one thing, I'm happy to, like, you know, we could always do separate campaigns as well. If I don't you know, when you're very enthusiastic about something, but you don't want to like overwhelm anyone else. I don't want to overwhelm anyone else. So, is it even? Oh, absolutely. Boobs are not excluded. No, we like all boobs of any gender. Like, it's just the idea that they should all be protected. Like, you know, you should receive the same protection. We talk about this a lot because we have, in Boobtober, we have both men and women and non-binary, all genders taking part in Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And one of the things that really does get pushed during that month is because Twitch does have like a much higher percentage of men, it's actually a really good platform to spread awareness about male breast cancer. So there's a lot of stigma about breast cancer for men because it is seen as such a female-orientated like condition, when in reality anyone can get breast cancer. It is more common in women because we have more breast tissue, but it's not like men can't get it. I mean, in the UK, the statistics are every single day another man gets, you know, diagnosed with male breast cancer. And it's really important that men also know what signs to look for. It is less likely that you'll get it, but if you do have like a lump, if you do have an unusual patch of skin appearing on your chest, you should definitely get it checked out, because the risks are exactly the same. And I think a lot of the time the stigma will unfortunately prevent people from going and seeking medical treatment. And that's no good. That's no good. Yeah, anyone can get breast cancer, and a lot of people do spend the whole of Breast Cancer Awareness Month spreading specifically that message. Like, you know, a lot of people do pick something that they really want to highlight, especially because it's a big campaign. So we did have people, even in part, but yep, unfortunately. So a lot of people get all of their breasts, if they know that they're very prone to breast cancer, a lot of women get their breasts removed. Unfortunately, even after that, there is still a chance. There is still a chance. Any part of your body can technically receive a tumor from damage and stuff like that. It can still happen. It's a lot rarer if you've had all of your, so implants not so much, but if you've had all of your breast tissue removed and then you've had implants, there is a much reduced rate that you'll get breast cancer. But can you still get it? Technically, yes. Yes. But it is a much reduced rate, which is why some women who have certain cells and mutations will choose to have a double mastectomy and then have implants, because even though there's still a slight chance they can get it, the reduced risk is worth it. Yeah. So yeah, literally anyone. You know what? I'm in. I can do it. You can. There are actually as well. There are charities that accept like knitted knockers and stuff like that who make. They're called squishies, softies. So softies, if a woman doesn't want to have a implant, if they don't want to have a reconstruction, they might opt to have a prosthetic. It is less common these days that women opt for prosthetics, but it does still happen. And while the prosthetic is being made, Knitted Knockers and other similar charities will provide the women with a softie, which is basically a knitted breast that they can use in the meantime while their real prosthetic is being made, because obviously they're custom made person to person. Yes. But I'm hard to get all the breast tissue out. Yeah, it's one of those things, like, you do what you can, and like, I know people who have had double mastectomies young, and I think a lot of people have probably heard of people who've had double mastectomies young because they found out they have that gene, so the chance of them having breast cancer is like very, very high. And it, you know, it does really reduce the rate. It's still worth doing it, you know, if it's like you want to do, but it's not like it completely makes it so that you can't get it. You technically can still get it. Yeah. Oh dear. Unfortunate things about the human body. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's just important to know what the signs are. If you are a woman, if you are like, I think it's 18 plus is when they tend to recommend starting doing boob checks. Just like checking, like knowing what's normal for you, so that if something does dramatically change, and also the changes are not just lumps. Lumps are the most common things that people notice first, but there's like lots of other symptoms you can get as well. Like again, like an unusual patch of skin. It could be that your nipple suddenly inverts. If you didn't have inverted nipples and then you wake up and one of them is, that's a sign that you want to go get it checked out. It might not be a tumor, and a lot of the time it's not, but it is still something that you get checked because it could be. I have been very lucky, and I have had several lumps on my chest. I think I've had 3. I'm just a lumpy lady, to be honest, unfortunately, but I've had 3, and I've had them all checked, and I had 2 different outcomes, actually. Like, neither of them cancer, thankfully, but, like, I am still very glad that I got them checked, and it's a really informal, relaxed process. Like, I think they know that you're going to be very self-conscious, not only nervous about what the lump is, but also like self-conscious about having to show that. And I've had 3 separate doctors, and they've always been really, really good. I've had 2 female doctors and 1 male doctor do it, and yeah, every single time it's been really, really informal. They've been really, really good at like being like, are you okay with me doing this? Are you okay with me doing this? I'm just going to quickly do this. Quick coldness. Okay, you're done. It's really, really quick, and so it's like definitely nothing to be too nervous about. After the first one, I'll be honest, like the second time I was a lot more like, well, I have a lump, I know what to do, let me go into the doctors and double check it, and it was a lot easier, and I wasn't nearly as nervous, to be honest. The first time I was very nervous, but then after that I was like, oh, it's really easy and it doesn't take that long, and on the off chance it wasn't anything dangerous, that check could save my life. So yes, good. Mammograms do save life. They do all the time. I just got checked and I'm good, so I'm glad about that. Yeah, after the top surgery, that is. Yeah, good luck with that as well. Hope it goes well. Oh, dearie me. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. I really hope that at some point there is some kind of stuff they can do with cancer, all cancer in general, but like breast cancer as well. Just you know, something, because it's not fun. It's not fun. It's very scary. And the fact that it spreads to such dangerous areas of the body, and I think breast cancer is still the most common type of cancer, full stop. Not just in women, just overall. Smear test. Yes, smear test. We love a good smear test. Oh dear. Oh, it's so easy though. Like, I don't get me wrong, like, it is nerve-wracking. I was very nervous. But it's like, it's so quick. It's unbelievably quick. And like, I didn't even find it, to be honest, like to be that uncomfortable or anything. It was uncomfortable emotionally, but not physically. Does that make sense? Like physically, I was not uncomfortable, but emotionally, I was very embarrassed. Yeah. It was so easy. Again, after having it done, I feel a lot less nervous going and getting it done again. Yeah. Medical technology has come away for a long way. True. There is the hope that in our lifetime that there will be something that will properly like prevent cancer. I mean, already I'm sure that there are people in this chat who have also had it. But when I was growing up, I had cervical cancer jabs because they were jabs that help prevent you developing cervical cancer. That's a new thing. That didn't exist for a while, and like it's wonderful that they're starting to create like jabs and vaccinations for people to help them get certain types of cancer, and I kind of just hope that keeps going. Oh, they're painful. I'm sorry. Yeah, there are certain people who unfortunately will feel it a bit more. I think generally the consensus is that they are not painful and they shouldn't be painful, but obviously there will be certain people, without saying anything too much, where it will be a little bit more uncomfortable than others. I'm sorry that it is painful for you. But for the majority of people in chat, don't worry, it won't hurt. Chances are within 100 years we'll have a cure for cancer. I am very, very hopeful. Like, honestly, the day that we have a cure for breast cancer or any cancer, I'll throw a full-on Twitch party. We have a big cancer Twitch party. Heck yeah. Oh my god, I hate gas in it. But fair. See, this is the thing. This is what I mean. People react so differently. Like, you're like, I got gas in air and it made it a lot easier. I'm like, the last time I got gas in air, I was like hardcore losing it. But that's because everyone's different and everyone has different reactions to things, and not every medicine works for everybody. Oh dear. I'm like, give me cannula or nothing. Cannula or bust. Oh dear. I want that hardcore anesthetic, please. Nothing else. Oh dear. Hello, Dice! Welcome on in. We're talking about some of the charity events we have coming up on the stream. I was talking to someone behind the scenes about this the other day. I'm actually booked up on charity events till next year. Because we have VTuber SummerSlam next week. October is Boobtober, so Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And then we have 12 Days of Starlight in December. So I'm like, because I don't like to have the events too close to each other because obviously they take quite a lot of planning, but also like you could get like, you know, charity fatigue, and I don't want people to feel like they want to donate but can't and all that kind of stuff. So I like to give like a bit of a break between them. And yeah, because of that, we've literally just got booked up till the end of the year, which is, I'm very grateful for. Thank you for people wanting me back in their charity events. It's very chill of you to want me to come back. Oh dear, I'm always mostly from America and Europe, not because of the rules they put in. Oh my god, wait, a secret raid? Why is it not showing up? Oh my god, I swear. Sorry, Stream Elements is having a hacking day. Welcome on in there, Offie, how are you doing? Oh dear. I hope your stream, I'm trying to find the H on my keyboard and I am, there we go, that should be able to find you then. There we go, we got you. How is your stream? What did you get up to? Welcome on in. Valiant and Coatus and Weird and Walks and Dor and Purple, you were already here, but you're still welcome. And Juxta and Billiam, welcome Chauffeur. Offie, how was your stream? What did you get up to? I'm assuming you were making and crafting. What were you making and crafting? And first, welcome on in. I am officially being raided. Welcome on in. How was your stream? What did you get up to? Thank you for Egg Smash as well. We're talking about actually charity events on Twitch. We always, well, I say we always. Last year I couldn't because I was unwell. But we normally host a big one in October called Boobtober for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We're talking a little bit about that. We got another charity event next week, and then we have 12 Days of Starlight. I don't know, it just, everything fell into place this year where I've just been booked up from a really, really early date. But I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad, it's nice. And it's nice that they're all team events. I'm excited about it. And Finn and Eam, thank you so much for the follows. Sorry, I don't know if I mentioned it, Eam, but thank you so much. It's very heckin' kind of you. You started a giant 3-meter long Zelda. Oh my god. Bless you. Good luck. But to be fair, is it like a Tears of the Kingdom one? I have been very much enjoying the Tears of the Kingdom art on Twitter, especially all of the Ganon art, for no particular reason, but I've been very much enjoying it. So as an advisor, yeah, I make and rig VTubers. I like having them be like a mixture of cartoon and chibi, because it means you can be like, and smug. Relatively easily, because the eyes are big expressive eyes. Hell yeah, and Dice, thank you for the lurk. Good look after yourself, have some good Z's. I can show you what we've been up to today. We're doing some smocking. I don't know how familiar you guys are with smocking, but it's the process of knotting and manipulating fabric. So this is where we started today. It looked like this, and this is where we've got to so far. So we've been adding all of the decoration, we neatened up the smocking on the front side, we've added sequins, and then we'll go back and add the embroidery in the middle of them. It takes a long time. These ones take about 20 hours each. So they are slow processes, but we get there. Actually, probably like 15, but then 20 if you do the side bits. They'll eventually look like these panels up here. Oh, I should say, Offie, if you need to look after yourself, if you need to go get some Z's, get some food, cool down a little bit. I don't know how hot it is for you. It's very warm for us. If you need to do any of that, you're more than welcome to. As much as we love having you here, if you need to pop off, you're all good. It's a Breath of the Wild one. Tears of the Kingdom is also great, but I haven't seen anything that screams, I gotta make this into a tapestry. Honestly, fair. You wouldn't just do Ganondorf's body? Understandable. That's just me. Oh dear. I do, although there has been like a screenshot going around on Twitter, which I haven't played the game, but it's just Ganon with this massive creepy smile, and I would love to see that as a tapestry. Just a really zoomed in Ganon smile where he's like, ah! But it would be a very stupid tapestry. It'd be the kind of tapestry you'd want in your bathroom, like over the toilet for when people are peeing. They could just stare into like a overly smiley Ganon picture. Yeah, gotta get some food. Heck yeah, get some heckin' food. Again, if you haven't checked out Orphe, very heckin' talented maker and crafter, and also like a really chill vibe. So if you're looking for somewhere to like lurk and craft along, I think a lot of you already know them, but if you haven't met them before, heckin' go check them out. Oh dear, right, sequins away. We're done with the sequins now because it is shiny from top to bottom. Heck yeah. So now we need to go back and add embroidery in the middle of them so that we have, I'll show you what it ends up looking like on a longer one, but you end up getting like the little stars in the middle, which end up making the sequins look a little bit more, I guess it makes it look a bit more traditional, even though I'm using iridescent sequins, which I don't think iridescent sequins are particularly traditional, but and I can try and justify it more if it looks like that. I need my slightly larger needle. There it is. My slightly bigger needle. It doesn't, you're gonna watch me struggle here because like the sequin holes are just like a teeny tiny bit too small for this needle. But because I'm using embroidery thread, I do need quite a big needle for it. So yeah, we're gonna get this one done from start to finish, because then first of all, I have a finished piece, which is always nice, but also I get like a really good idea of the time frame it takes to make this one, and I should hopefully be able to then scale that up to the others, because I've been given a rough estimate between 15 to 25 hours depending on the size, which I do still think is correct, although I do think they take a bit longer than 15 hours to be honest. But we'll say 15 because it's a nice number and I like 15. Alright, move this one out the way because I don't need to work on that one right now. So we're just going to go through and add the stars in the middle. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, we were talking about charity. Yeah, so I don't know what I'm doing I don't exactly know what I'm doing for Boobtober yet, but am I factoring in distractors from Twitch? Kind of, yeah. It's like the idea that like, whatever you do on Twitch takes twice as long, but I like doing this on Twitch. So, yeah. I've been making most of them on Twitch and then doing some of the extra stuff behind the scenes. Like I've been doing a lot of the initial smocking behind the scenes because that's the longest bit. The bit that takes the longest is this bit, like before it gets to this stage. This stage probably takes the same amount of time as every other bit combined, easily. This is really, really slow. So yeah, I've been doing some more bits off Twitch just so that I don't do all of the really, really slow stuff on here. Wow. Yeah, now we just do a little star. Little star. It looks nice. You don't need a reason. True. I don't need a reason to make it pretty. Although, actually, I kind of do. A little bit. Just a little bit. Normally, I would fully agree with you, but because I'm going to take to judging, just in case they ask while I've done things, I think I need to give a historical reason because it's like it's meant to be historically inspired. So normally I would say like 100%, you do not need to give a reason to make it be pretty. But in this kind of, I might need to bullshit a reason to make it for the judges. Like, oh yes, I decided to add this because it matches the traditional pattern of this other piece, you know? So even though I'm using modern bits and bobs, I did it to mimic the vibe of this older piece. Yes. Oh dear. That being said, a lot of the time, it depends who the judges are, but I get very starstruck with cosplay people. This is the problem. It's not even nerves, it's just like I can't believe I'm meeting you in person cosplayer I followed online for like 10 years. Wow. Oh dear. So yes, I probably need to write some things down so that I don't get confused and not say things because I'm getting starstruck by the cosplayers in front of me again. Heck. Oh, I don't really fangirl over anything else, but I absolutely fangirl over cosplayers. Like, there's so many cosplayers I follow for such a long time, and like, if you enter cosplay competitions, there's always a chance you'll get to meet some of them, like, because they'll be your judges, right? And I don't think I've ever met anyone who gets so nervous talking to them. Like, it's fine if I don't know the judges beforehand, but if they're people that I followed for a while, I get super nervous. I kind of made a mistake too. I need a good reason on why I did it on my cosplay. Yeah, it's like, the thing is, I feel like you can kind of do the thing and then make up the reason later, right? Like, you don't need it straight away. Like, as long as the reason is there eventually, you've got time. You could think up a good reason. Oh god, it is getting toasty in this stream room though. Whoa. 'Tis the time of the year, I guess. Excuse me. Also, the sweet potato smell has stopped. I'm wondering if it's maybe been refrigerated. I think my partner was cooking roasted sweet potato earlier because you could kind of smell it wafting through the house. And it was really nice. But it's gone now. Isn't the collector kind of magic? The collector is kind of magic. Yeah, you're not wrong. The reason that I'm going to give is that it's more to do with the extravagance, because the creator, so the collector is magic, but he's also like, he's meant to have the power of basically a god. So he is like insanely powerful, especially comparatively to everyone else in the show. He is like ridiculously powerful. It's kind of like, so the collector's a really interesting character and I really like them. They are a child, the mentality of a child with the powers of a god. So they're still kind of developing, learning stuff like empathy and everything, because they're still, like, they have the mind of a very young child. And so a lot of the stuff they do, they don't necessarily see it as them being bad, but they have like actually godlike powers. So like for them, they think they're just, you know, playing on stuff like that, but they're actually hurting and killing the people around them. The collector is like a really interesting character. There's a lot of interesting characters in the Owl House, but the collector as a concept for a character is very scary. Because even though they are technically a villain, it's difficult to like, they're not exactly a normal, they're not a villain because they're a bad person, they're a villain because they are a child with godlike power. And it's like, yeah, so they're just kind of terrifying and like difficult to reason with because they're a child, you know? Oh dear. I said I used the art as reference for making the blue into the black. Yes! Good on you. That's a good one right there, I like that. Oh yes, I used the actual reference, that's why. It's actually more accurate because I used this color. That's a good one, I like that one, very good. Especially because it's like provable as well. Like, in case they ever did look up into it. Oof, that would be scary. Yeah, like a lot of the stuff with the collector is the collector wants to play games, but the games that are games to collector are like life-threatening to everyone else. So they're not a bad person, they're just a misguided child, really, but a very, very powerful misguided child, and also a child that has clearly been like, there's some chat about it, and I don't want to like spoil the story beats too much, but they've clearly had some level of neglect, and so their outlook on life at times is quite scary because they have gone through some level of neglect. It's like warped them a bit, even as a child. The same power. I haven't seen Star Trek, but to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, they are really interesting characters. Honestly, there's a lot of very interesting characters in the Owl House. Just like kind of cool concepts for characters. Yeah, Cthulhu. Yeah, I'm sorry, I haven't seen Star Trek, but I wouldn't be surprised. Oh dear. Maybe that's another thing. Can I use that to advertise the Owl House as well? Like, if you like Star Trek Q, you're like this. You're like the Owl House. There's parallels. Or did my OST decide it was time? There you go. Come back to us. We need you, OST. You're doing great. I also can probably get rid of these patterns, right? I have all these bandolier patterns from that chat earlier. There we go. Get rid of those. Save my CPU a little bit. Because of the art, I honestly thought it was blue, but because of the highlights I used to draw. But then in the game it looked black. I kind of like the idea of the inclusion of more characters though. Is this the Theme Hospital? Thor it is, yeah. I loved Theme Hospital. We had it on disc for our PC back in the day, and I loved it. And I remember like some of my family got it for Christmas one year, and they were like, it's because they were like training to be a doctor and a nurse and stuff, so they got them Theme Hospital, and it's so cute. It's like, this will help you with your training. You're like that. Have you played 2 Point Hospital? No, but I actually own it, so I can play it. Yeah, because everyone said like if you liked Theme Hospital back in the day, you've got to try 2 Point Hospital. So I actually own it, and I think I have some of the expansions for it because I got it in a deal. So yes, I have it. I have yet to play it, but I am excited to play it because I really loved Theme Hospital. Maybe I'll play that after stream today if I have some free time. Maybe in the evening. I got to go teach. On my way home, I'm gonna pick up a box of crayons to make a shotgun. Oh my god, yeah. Like there is a path there. It's unusual, but it's there. With the nostalgia, yeah, it's such a good game. 2 Point Hospital is a great spiritual successor. Yeah, everyone's told me because like I have so many good memories of playing Theme Hospital as a kid. Like it wasn't my game, but like we were allowed to play it, of course. And oh, what's happened here? Sorry, my thread's just having like a bit of a moment. I'm not exactly sure why though. I'm not exactly sure what's caused it. Is it this one? Oh, okay, whatever it is, it's gone now. Hell yeah. Oh dear, what Doma said, yeah, I'll put a photo. Oh, thank you, I'd love to see it. Yes, when it's done. Or even when you're making it. Listen, I love a good work in progress picture as well. So I would take any halfway shots. I'll take a finish shot, but I'll also take whip. Whip any day. Oh dear. Yeah, no, I've got it and I can play it and I am kind of excited to play it. I don't think it's one that I'd necessarily play on stream just because, like, it's just a nostalgic, I think, feeling, but damn, I'm excited. Yeah, we had The Sims 1 and Theme Hospital. We did technically have Theme Park World as well at one point, but I think the disc for that one was kind of scratched up because it never really worked. This is a problem when it was like the old discs. They were so prone to damage that, like, especially as kids, if you were like handling them roughly at all, the discs would just break really quickly. And I think Theme Park World had that fate in our household where probably one of us kids probably handled it a bit roughly and it broke. Oh dear. The Theme Hospital, we did have a bit of a bug on our one, which I'm not sure if it was a scratch on the disc or if it was just the game. There was a level where you're like meant to catch rats and you have to like collect a certain amount of rats to pass the objective, and that one would often break. And if that level broke, you would infinitely be in a loop of never being able to pass that level and you'd have to start over again. But sometimes you could get past that level and then you wouldn't experience it was really weird. It's just sometimes that level would break your whole game, you know? And I don't know why. But yeah, we had that happen, and like, again, you just have to play through the game a few times and eventually you'd get past it, and I really don't know why it was like that. Funny enough, we had like a very similar situation on our PS1 with one or two of the games there where they would have like game ending bugs that we'd need to like actually restart from a much earlier save, like that save was just dead after that. It's weird. You had a similar situation. There was a level we couldn't get past because half the time the level would crash on start load. Yeah. For us, we wouldn't know that it had crashed until it had actually loaded. So you'd get into it and then realize that it had bugged and you'd be like, bugger, now I have to restart my game. Yeah, Final Fantasy IX, we had some scratch discs. So like, I remember talking about this the first time I played it on stream, but Final Fantasy IX, I never saw the intro cutscene. I didn't see the intro cutscene until I was like an adult. Because on our PS1 version, the intro cutscene, there must have been like a scratch on the disc, so you could hear the music and you could hear it doing stuff, but you couldn't see any of it. So like the intro cutscene of Final Fantasy IX, you see like a woman on a ship with her baby, and like there's a huge wave that hits the ship and it transitions to a princess sitting in a castle, who looks very similar to the woman on the ship. And then you see like the intro of like it showing Vivi wandering around, and then you play the game. For us, we would skip that whole cutscene and it would suddenly load, and it would be Zidane sliding down the pole would be the first thing we'd see. I think it was. So we'd just hear like whoosh whoosh whoosh, and then because it'd be like the birds, and then like footstep, and then suddenly there'd be a person coming down a pole. And that was the intro for us. And so the first time when I played it on PC and I realized that there was like an intro sequence, it was like, what? I missed this my whole life? Because for me it's just been that. Oh dear. Oh my god, George, good morning. I hope you're doing well. Welcome on in. We have, look, we started here and we have already got to here. It's only a small piece, it's one of the smallest pieces, but we've done such good progress today. We've got really, really far. Even in this toasty weather, I hope things aren't too cold for you. Disc errors were fun. Yeah, it was really weird. We'd also have, so disc 1 had an error at the end as well. So the final cutscene of disc 1, sorry, spoilers for Final Fantasy IX. I know it's like 23 years old, but you know, disc 1 had an error at the end of the disc. So at the end of disc 1, you fight Beatrice, and she kills, well, she doesn't kill you, but she wipes out your team. So you can't beat her. She will just wipe out your team after 10 turns. Regardless of how well you do, she wins every time. And there's a cutscene of like your characters kind of like lying on the ground. Some of them are like twitching a little bit and trying to get up, but they're all clearly like knocked out. And as you're like lying on the ground, Kuja, one of the main villains, comes and stands over you, and we'd have a glitch where it would be like the music would be like the entire time, really loudly. So it would be playing the cutscene, but all you could hear was like the entire time, and that's the only way that I ever heard it until I was an adult, and I realized that they actually play Kuja's theme for the first time, but all we got was as all of our people are dying. Yeah, that was a good one. At least with that one though, it wasn't like a game ending one for the most part. Like you would just switch the disc and you'd be fine. It was just very loud, so you'd have to like turn the television down during that bit because it was a really loud glitch. Oh dear, busy working, but thanks. Not as cold. Oh good, so you're having a bit more of a milder winter. I'm glad. It's pretty toasty here, but honestly kind of same. Like it is hot, but like when I think about it comparatively to last year, it definitely feels a lot colder to then. Because I think last year we would have at least had it hit 30 once by this point, whereas it's barely hitting mid-20s. Amazing. Yeah, it's very memorable. Again, it's not until I got the HD version of the game, like the remake, that it was like, oh, oh, okay. I guess that's not what this game is supposed to do when it hits the end of the first disc. We had a big glitch on the third disc as well. That one was like a genuine pain. So it was after the big fight at the end of disc 3. It is meant to go to a screen where it tells you to save and switch the disc, but ours would just crash at that point. So it'd like do the big boss fight and then it'd crash and you'd have to do it again. And I remember us having to do that fight several times because it kept crashing right after the boss fight. There's meant to be a cutscene where like you escape Memoria, or not Memoria, you escape Gaia, but like that's what would crash, would be that bit. So you do like the double boss fight and then immediately have to do it again because it would crash. That one was like an actual pain in the ass glitch. I think that's the only pain in the ass glitch that we'd have on our disc. And it was on disc 3. The rest of them were just like stupid glitches where we couldn't see certain cutscenes or like it was playing noises which it shouldn't have. That was the only one that was kind of bad. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, it's like that's what it was like though with old disc games. Like there were several. Oh, also we did actually. Okay, I cried when this happened. By the way, baby me was like devastated. So we'd finally got to disc 4, or like the very beginning of disc 4. We had what was it called? A save error or something like that. Basically our file was corrupted and we had to delete it from you know when you'd go into your memory stick and you delete it from there. We had to delete it from there to actually reload the game because otherwise we load it and it said that files were corrupted. So we had to go into the memory card and actually delete all of our game data, and we had spent about 800 hours at that point in the game collecting all the cards, doing all the chocobo missions, and we had to start from actual scratch, and I cried. Baby, I was devastated. I was like, all this time, all this work, and oh my god, it was I nearly didn't pick the game up again after that. Not because I disliked the game, but because like it was on PlayStation 1. Yeah, PlayStation 1. Baby me was devastated. This isn't that you look pathetic, you could be Oliver. Just go, no. That's another time that I look pathetic. This is a different pathetic thing. Also, Adishadaro, good morning. I hope you're doing well. We've actually done a lot of work today. We've taken this piece of smocking from this to this, which is pretty good for like one day's work. Ooh, Shifty, good morning. I hope you're doing well. Welcome on in. Good afternoon. You're doing the smocking. Smocking. You're doing smocking right now. The fancy bit of the thing. Yeah, the thing. Smocking. That's it. How are you doing, Adishadara? I hope you're doing good. Oh dear. We are, yeah, that was gut-wrenching. I will never forget that moment. I think the thing is, here's the thing, I was like a sick kid and like I had a lot of pretty upsetting and stuff happen when I was a child because I was really ill a lot of the time. The standout most upset that I remember being from my childhood were 2 times. One, when my favorite toy's head fell off, I cried for an entire day, and the second one was when I had to delete the Final Fantasy save data because it was corrupted. They were like the two times where I think I cried the most as a child were like those 2 moments, and I was devastated, actually devastated. Oh my god. it's just not something that really happens that much anymore, I guess. Like, I think you can still have corrupted data, but I guess it's a little different these days. Whereas, yeah, then you kind of, if you found out that your data was corrupted, you had to actually go in and manually remove it and everything, and it was just so wrenching. It was horrible. It's horrible, and they made you do that. Oh my god. Obviously, there was no other way. I guess you could have done it back then, but god, it hurt. Dear, just luck, and have a good luck. I hope that it's not too toasty near you. You have like air conditioning. I have to have something to eat. Oh, slightly too much sunlight, but a good day overall. Or did you get burn? You get that burn, or did you just get like a little bit like heat exhaustion? Oh dear. I'm being very careful with suntan lotion now. I've been burnt once this year, and I shall be safe. I should be safe from now on. Weirdly though, so we have factor 50, right? Which is I think it's like the strongest you tend to get, at least in like over the counter, is factor 50. My freckles are still coming in. Every time I go out, I seem to get more freckles. But like, I'm wearing factor 50, so I feel like am I stupid? I thought that you could only get freckles if you like were exposed to the sun normally, right? Like without suntan lotion. I didn't think that you could get them with suntan lotion, especially like factor 50. But every time I go out, I seem to get more freckles. So I don't know. Am I got the wrong suntan lotion maybe? Like, what am I doing wrong here? I wear factor 50. It's also like water resistant factor 50. By the way, have you ever tried to wash off water resistant factor 50? It is like a wax coming off of you. It's weird. I don't know if we just got like a cheap one or something, but like whenever I wash this off, it's like, it's gross. But yeah, I do like a nice thick layer of factor 50, and I'm still getting more freckles. I just don't know what this is about. Excuse me, world. I'm not like anti-freckles, and honestly seeing them on other people I really like it, but I don't really like freckles on me personally, because I already have like a really round face, and so like if you give me freckles as well, it's just very, I don't know, I just don't think it suits me personally, but I like it on other people. Oh dear. Do you allow me to say, if the bottle's been open for a while, no, we literally bought, so yes, we saw this on our old one where it's like, you know, used within a year. So we've literally got a new one, Asylum. It's like, I must have bought it like 3 weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. It's very fresh. So the longest it's been open would be like 3 weeks. And like, it's factor 50, it's thick. It is a slightly cheaper one, but I don't think they can lie about like how good it is, right? Like, they can't lie about it being factor 50, right? I feel like that's not okay. So how am I still getting freckles? I don't understand. I'm not even out for that long. I do freckle easily. Like, as a kid, I had like a ton of freckles, and it's only really as an adult that I don't have any anymore because I spend a lot more time inside. But I've been trying to get out and like, you know, go for little walks when I can and stuff. And I don't know. I realised the bottle I bought in the UK, I had it left in the UK in was it not? Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, so I didn't know until somebody else told me, to be fair. It wasn't like I was aware of. The thing is, for me, because I have to wear it a lot, we normally get through the bottle by the end of the year. So like, I guess I've never really run into it because we always have to buy a new bottle because I get through it. But yeah, somebody did mention to me, they were like, yeah, you want to double check it. I think I probably was scanty, but you've Pride this Saturday? Oh my god, I'm sure that you will have an amazing time, but still, have an amazing time. I hope you really enjoy yourself. I did it. I did the thing. Look at this. Look at this. From start today to finish today. It needs to have its edges done, so we'll have like the little silver bits, but this is now ready for edging. Alright, I am actually going to end stream there for today. First of all, because it's kind of hot in this room. But also because I can feel my voice getting a little bit strained, and I want to stream again tomorrow, so I don't want to lose my voice. But stick around, because I'm gonna find a really good bean and I'm gonna send you all their way. And there's actually quite a few people we could raid into. Oh, okay. Oh dear, this always seems to happen when it's like there's so many people I want to raid. God damn it. It's because this is the time where I'm like, I always want to raid into people because it's like too hot in this room. I'm just wondering, are you still streaming? Do you want to raid into a Pride streamer? So some people have been picked to represent Pride for Twitch this year, and I'm very fortunate to know a couple of them. Should we raid into a Pride streamer for Pride Month? Especially since we're talking about the Pride Parade. Raid into a Pride streamer for Pride Month while talking about Pride Parades? That sounds pretty good. Let's raid into Bear. Bear is playing some Bloodborne today. It's a game that I really want to play, but I also kind of want to cosplay Vicar Amelia from. Let me do that. If you would like a raid call, it's a really good way of sending some love to another channel, and we do actually have a little rainbow raid call right now for Pride Month, because I made all of my emotes Pride themed for the month so that people can spread even more love for Pride. I might bring them back for August as well, because for us in Wales we actually celebrate Pride more in August, so they might be gone for July and then they'll be back in August again. Because that's when I celebrate Pride. But yes, thank you everyone for joining. I should say big thank you to everyone who followed today, and also massive thank you to Orphe and Wooly and Mermaid for raiding today. It was really, really sweet of you. It was lovely to chat. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I hope everyone who came with them has a wonderful day as well. But in the meantime, let's grab a raid call, and I'm going to send you all over to Bear, who is doing some Bloodborne. Take care of yourself. I'll see you tomorrow.